clobbering. It's clobbering time. Clobber on.
Now, oh man, all these glitchings. Oh my goodness. Wow, but we're here. We managed it. Hey, welcome everybody to Clobbering Time Saturday Night Star Trek. A week before Christmas. Oh my goodness, my dear friends. So happy to see you all here tonight, and we will shout you out presently. But it's good to see you. First, I will say, of course, welcome to Clobbering Times. Issue number 484 on YouTube, 1,184 overall. And Saturday Night Star Trek number 99 will start at Saturday Night Star Trek will start at 100 when the new year starts. But thank you all for being here with you tonight. Hey. We have the most wonderful first officer in the fleet back with us here this week, Commander R.M. Briggs. Hey there, my dear friend. So glad to have you.
Reporting for duty with the greatest captain in all of Starfleet. I love you. I love you very, very much. My captain, one of my best friends for my whole life. I am so excited to be here. And isn't that neat that we hit right on 99? That's a coincidence.
Yeah.
And that's a lovely coincidence, isn't it?
It is weird that we'll start off the year at 100. Strange as far as Star Trek is concerned. So yes. And what a great, fantastic, amazing crew we have here tonight. I mean, it's the week before Christmas. People are probably out doing stuff. I don't, maybe who knows how many people we'll have here, but that's okay. We had enough because I see a lot of wondrous friends in the chat.
Yes.
Already.
Yes.
So that's all. that matters. That matters, and I just can't wait. Can't wait to again. But we'll do some show. Well, I guess what we'll do is we'll do some quick show notes, of course.
Do it,
and then we will. Get going there. Sorry, I'm writing down names. I'm trying to like you know, I like to get everybody written down.
Yeah. Well, all the glitching going on with StreamYard and YouTube is not helping.
No, it's not, but it's typical. Anyway, so show notes, everybody, of course. I shout out. I don't know if I think he's lurking. The great Mark D with the C might not be here tonight because he's not feeling well, buddy. I hope you feel better.
What?
Just kick back and relax.
I didn't even realize he wasn't feeling well. I'll have to drop him a note.
He just told us in the in our walkie-talkie.
Oh,
he just told us in the communicator. In our communicators, he told us. But I hope you feel better soon, buddy. Just relax. Hey, relax that voice. Well, you know, and I don't think he'll be having a geekery tomorrow night, but he might. If he has a Sunday night geekery tomorrow night, I will join him over there. Just depends. We got a week till Christmas. Everyone's got all kind of busy things to do, of course. So we'll do, and we will be here next week. Yes, we will be here next week. I will be here next week. Not we. I mean, you know, a commander is off, but you can be here if you want to be. Yeah, we indeed. The commander is on shore leave probably, but if she wants to stop in and hang, she is more than welcome to. I'm just saying we won't have Saturday Night Star Trek until the beginning of the year after this one. But I will have a Christmas Eve hangout where anyone who wants to.
I'm so excited about it.
Well, again, you of course would love to have you, but I mean, if you're out doing stuff, you're going to be doing family stuff.
I'm
probably.
Gonna pop in. Yes, I have to do family thing, but I'm gonna
stop in. Yeah. No, good.
I'm gonna materialize on the bridge.
Beam in, please do. But so we'll have that. So anyway, here's what's on the docket for the Christmas week gun clobbering times. I'm gonna have some Christmas fun. I don't know who's gonna Clobberanimo. Of course, the great J-Man and I will kick that off. I have a double feature of Monday Night Mark C Comics Talk. This Monday we'll kick it off at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, with a wacky World of Bob Haney presentation, a Bob Haney Xmas with Batman and Plastic Man. It is a Clobby's Classic Christmas comic review special. And of course, we'll talk Batman. We'll talk issue number 148 of Brave and the Bold. How the night the mob stole Xmas. Written by the insane in the membrane, Bob Haney. Reviewed as my cohort in the Bob Haney exploration of the Bob Haney universe. The great J-Man joining me, and looking forward to that. I cannot wait. Who else has popped in since I've taken my eyes off? Gonna be fun. Oh man, Bob, you haven't not lived until even if you don't read comics, you might enjoy the wackiness of a Bob Haney comic book. Just saying. Then later at the standard time of Mark C Comics Talk, for our continued our Christmas celebration, another Christmas comic reviewed by me at least before.
This is the one that has piqued my interest.
It's extraordinary, actually. It is Superman Peace on Earth, the masterpiece by Alex Ross and Paul Dini. So I will be reviewing that on the Monday night. Naturally, I should be Earth B for Bob Haney. That's right. I should be hanging out on Midnight's Edge on Tuesday night with Tom and that great gang, Midnight's Edge After Dark. What a great bunch over there. Have a lot of fun on Tuesdays and Thursday nights there. Then on Wednesday night, yet another Clobby's Classic Christmas Comics review. I will be joined by the beautiful Purple Valkyrie.
Hey, Lady PV.
I love Lady PV. It's been too long. We will, she's a big Dr. Doom fan. We will review What the number 7 Xmas special. I only say Xmas, by the way, because I'm a heathen. I just say it because they say it on the comic and we're making fun of it. I like saying Christmas. Don't worry. For those who have a problem with that. Anyway, it's another.
Oh, you shouldn't have a problem with it.
Some do.
Let me explain. Did you know that's a Greek thing?
No, I thought it was just a heathen thing.
No,
I'm kidding.
It's not. The X is Christos. in Greek. So it's just like it's a shortened form, but it's like old school Greek Orthodox. It's actually really holy and really cool.
I know.
And
Well,
yeah.
no, I hear you. I hear you, and I understand. It's just that it used to be. I'm kind of making a joke reference to how certain people used to take offense at it. I didn't, but there
Yeah.
were people saying, "You're saying that because you don't want to say Christ." You know,
Yeah.
I'm kind of making a joke out of that. But I
Yeah.
hear you though, and I did not know where the origin, like you just told me. But
Yeah, so
okay,
if you
but
ever see it, I want you to just think of like the oldest Christmases that you can imagine back to Saint Nick in Greece, Saint
okay,
Nicholas, saving little girls' lives by dropping gold coins down fireplaces so they would not be given into the nastier side of life because their families were too poor to pay for their dowries. So when you think back to when you see that X, I want you to think of Greece, and I want you to think of Christos, Christ, and I want you to think of the original Santa Claus.
okay.
And so it's good. Don't worry,
Oh no,
everybody.
good. Okay, did not know that. But anyway, let's go with our hellos. Let's do our shout outs now. How about that? We have a fantastic, wonderful group here, and we always love to shout you out. This is our last chance to shout you out until at the end of the show. We'll do it also. But I mean, as far as the Christmas season, and so although again, like I said, I'll be here next week. This is the kicking off our Christmas Star Trek. So with us here this evening, of course, are our illustrious, fantastic wrenches. We'll start off with them, of course. The great Eric K, the bronze wrencher, buddy. I don't know if he's here. I didn't. Oh, I think he's not here tonight. I don't think he can make it tonight, but we're shouting him out anyway because we love Eric.
Yes, and thank you for promoting the show, for promoting my book, for buying memberships for people. You're just a wonderful person. You work for the big guys, and yet you come here and hang out with us and take care of us. So love you, Eric K, and I hope you are somewhere cooking something delicious.
I hope so. Let's see here. Also, he is here tonight, I do believe, the Vindicator Wrench of the North, the great Chris Persia. Thank you so much for all you do, buddy.
Love you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you for everything. The show poster was amazing tonight. I love that you put a little Santa hat on my Andorian cosplay. I love you, Chris Persia. Thank you so much, honey.
Indeedishness. Let's see here. The great D. Bud Martin. I think he's here again. I think he's here, but I'm not sure. Again, I can't see the chat. Everyone. That's why
he's here.
Okay. Good. Hey, buddy. Good to see you.
And one of the first things he did was post my book. He's trying to help me sell some books for Christmas. I love you, D. Bud. Thank you.
Thank you, D. Bud. D. Bud, really appreciate you. Thank you, buddy. I know the great Lord Thoth is here.
LT!
The wrench god, Lord Thoth. Avon lives and long live the Legion, my friend.
Mm-hmm. Chief of Security. Of Security.
Now, J-Man, the man without fear, is here as well. And I just see, he's a good friend of the show.
Oh,
yay! And so he is, of course, J-Man. That's for you, buddy. I hope you're seeing the screen.
Jay!
Appreciate you.
Don't mention Jay's just killing himself laughing.
I don't know if he's seeing it.
Great.
I don't know. I hope you're seeing that. That one's for you, J-Man. Because I appreciate you. He's been such a good friend of the show, and he's a part of the show. He comes on, he reviews with me and stuff like that. And so I really appreciate him.
Yeah, he's a sweetheart of a man. He has his own channel. I hope everyone will follow him to Twitter and follow him to his YouTube. Really, truly wonderful person, talented, published author. His wife is an award-winning Canadian poet. Just an outstanding member of this community. He is always supporting all of us in any way he can. And we just really appreciate you, Jason.
Appreciate you, dude.
J-Man!
Thank you so much for being here. The great Hungry Boy, the great artist of your book cover, and the Claboni man himself is here tonight with us. Let me see what Nom Diplom he is under tonight. Oops.
Whatever it is, it's going to be good. It's the same as it was for the Clubhouse. Hungry for adults to reclaim genre writing. So, hoorah!
Yeah. Fat chance, buddy.
Yeah.
But there you go. Let's see here. All right. Well, good to see you there, bro. Thank you for being here. Fanty Outsider was is here as well. It's here, and you know who else is here? Is yep, the Super One himself, Kal-El.
Yay!
What's up, buddy? Great to see you. And also, we'll start our regular shout outs now by showing the pupper because Apollome's minion is here with us.
And the pepperoni.
I don't know if that worked or not. Sorry, Mr. Angel. Let's see. Has anyone else popped in? So we can start our. Anyone new popped in with it that I may have missed? No? Okay, so now it's time for the proper shout outs of our wonderful friends in the chat.
Do it!
All right. Let's see. Mark D with the C, of course. We've shouted him out. He's not feeling well. Good to see you there, buddy.
He's not feeling well. He just got better and he was sick for like a month. He had that thing that I had for a month. Poor
Sorry,
Mark.
dude. Sorry, dude. Mr. Angel said, did it hurt your ears, dude? I can barely even hear the thing myself. Sorry, dude. Sorry,
Mr. Angel is a bat. He can hear everything.
Yes,
so, yeah.
Yes. Batias. All righty then. Shooter. Hello there, Shooter.
Pew, 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 pew.
Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. And again, shout out to Mr. Angel. Get those ears checked. Sorry.
Poor guy.
Phantom Outsider, I'm working on that. I'm trying to find. You are a wrench, Raymond. I couldn't get everyone ready in time, but you will have a wrench at the beginning of the year. I mean, you have a wrench now, but I mean, you'll have a sign at the end of the year. I just couldn't figure out which was the best one to make for you there. It would be a Dolphin, of course.
Yes.
Because I know you're a Dolphins fan.
Well, are we going to shout him out right now? Are we going to shout him out right now?
Yes, Raymond and Sandra are here. The
King Dolphin TV. In color.
Hello there, Raymond and Sandra.
Hello.
Hope you were doing well. See, I wanted it to be a surprise, but no Phantom Outsider has to go yelling about it.
Fanty.
Fanty,
Tisk,
what is wrong with you?
tisk. Shame, double shame.
See, I was going to surprise him with that next week.
Well,
But no. No,
there are no secrets in this family.
I'm not even kidding. I just got to go find the right one. I don't have his. I have to go find one for whatever Raymond uses for that. But no, Phantom Outsider has to ruin it. So Raymond, your surprise, and Sanders, because I was going to make it two, is I'm still going to do it, but it's ruined by Fanty. Boy, oh boy.
Surprise ruined.
Yeah. So Raymond, blame Fanty for ruining the surprise, because I was going to surprise everybody with it next. Well, you'll still have it, but anyway, because we appreciate you. Stuart Mitchell, it's been a coon's age, my friend.
My goodness, Stuart Mitchell, we love you so much. You have no idea how many times when we were backstage, we were like, hey, I wonder how our friend Stuart Mitchell is. And I would just like to say that Dolly had braces.
Yes, she did. By the way, Phantom, I know. I did see Raymond mention that. I just wanted to blame you.
Poor Fanty.
I like blaming Fanty for things.
I know.
Certainly wasn't going to blame Raymond, but
Is
Raymond,
it in his
dude.
Contract.
But yeah. Believe me, a lot of people have wrenches, but
Yeah.
Let's see. These guys are the ones I make pictures for you, here every night, and so I just think of. I only do it at random once in a while. I'll think of, let me make one. It's not like a big plan thing. You're gonna say, I'll see someone go, hey, I should make one for them. So I'm sorry, I'm just so negligent. Michelle O'Rourke Johansson, hello there.
Hello.
Pleasant Valley Picker.
PvP.
Hey. Wendy and Jimmy, Trauma Warriors.
Hey, how are you?
Good to see you. Let's see here. That's true. LT, there are a lot of wrenches. Sure, kick a guy while he's laying at the bottom of the stairs. Are you at the bottom of the stairs? Well, get your ass back up to the top so I can knock you down again.
Well, in our defense, we also have one of the cleanest run rooms around. So when it comes to having adults step into a room and have a conversation where there are no, Egypts.
Oh, they're amazing. Yeah,
I hear from our public feedback that that's why people like joining us. So we might have a lot of wrenches, but they kick some major butt.
Now I feel bad because I didn't have them already yet. Now I feel really bad. Thanks a lot for making me feel even worse, Raymond and Fanty. Thanks a lot for bumming a guy out, guy.
You guys derailed the show. Thanks.
You see, Fanty, now I'm blaming Raymond too. You feel better?
Yeah. Hungry Boy says this is a brat-free zone, right? I love you, Hungry Boy.
Snail Messiah. What's up, my friend? Good to see you. Let's see here. This was Michael Carney. Hey there.
Michael Carney.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Classic Comics. Hey there, my friend.
Classic Comics. Nice to see you.
Zathras.
Crap.
The great enigmatic drop bear.
The erudite bear. We come to expect amazing reviews from the bear, and the bear never disappoints. Enigmatic drop bear. Welcome, my friend. Looking forward to the conversation tonight.
Raymond, you know I was just busting your balls there, brother. Appreciate you. And I got to find the right pick. I don't know what I want to use yet. I was going to use a dolphin, but now Fanty's ruined it. Just kidding, Fanty. Jeez. Now I feel like I'm being mean to him. I'm not being mean to him.
I think I know what you were considering. I'm not saying a word instead of a dolphin. I think that's a good idea.
Oh, now I know what I'm going to use. Oh, okay. But I'm not telling you, Raymond or Phantom.
Yeah, don't tell anyone. There are no secrets in this family. What a terrible family we are. Kidding.
Yes.
Kidding.
Dad Man. And the Dad Man plan. Good to see you, buddy. Let's see here. Look who's here. Max Redstone. Dude, I hope you're feeling better, buddy.
Maximum Redstone.
Oh, Maximum Redstone.
He says, sorry, folks, no limericks for this week. I just have to lurk. And you know what? I love that you said that, because there are times when we're busy, or maybe we're not feeling well, or maybe we just don't have time, or maybe we're just simply not in the mood. And it's really great for people who participate a lot, like Max, especially because Max is an author, and he contributes these wonderful limericks, a writer, and he contributes these wonderful limericks. See what I'm saying? It's okay to just lurk. It's okay. You don't have to exhaust yourself. You take a beat, baby. We got your back.
Yes, indeed. Just feel better, buddy. That's all that matters, man. Tyrell, good to see you there. Tyrell 72.
Merry Christmas, sweetheart. And don't work too hard tonight. And we'll see you at the end of the show. Work safe.
JT Kirk.
He is just getting back from a gig. I hope that you had an amazing show. I 100% know that you did, and I can't wait until you park the car, and join us.
Indeed, Captain Infinity and beyond.
Dun, 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 dun.
And they call him Scuba Pete.
Scuba Pete,
the king of the rumba beat.
And Leslie.
When he plays the maracas, he goes chick chicky boom, chick chicky boom. Good to see you, dude. Diesel, hello there, Diesel.
Diesel's here. I didn't even see him come in. Hi, sweetheart.
Yeah.
Mwah.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm so honored to have the lovely and wonderful Retro Nerd Girl join us. Hello there,
Retro Nerd Girl's here too. That's
hey.
Great. Hey, yes, sweetheart.
Indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes. So again, before we get started, again, like I said, next week I will be here, and anyone who wants to, I might. Who knows? It'll be the Christmas party. Maybe just kind of get some of you the hang. And you'll probably all be busy. Look, it's Christmas Eve night. Do your Christmas family thing. Don't worry about me. I'm just saying. Anybody, we might let. You can only this thing StreamYards only holds so much. We might get some of you in there just to come in and hang a little bit and talk and join me or whatever. Who knows? We'll have a little fun and hang out. And so,
did you hear this from Scuba Pete? He says, Leslie says, hello, we are empty nesters now.
Oh no.
That is such a hard time.
Takes getting used to.
Of life. Yeah, it takes a lot of getting used to, especially if you're really close with your offspring. And Scuba Pete and Leslie are very close with their offspring. And I'm sending a hug. Well, you know what that means, right? That Leslie and you guys have to plan a trip to come up here and see the Rocky Mountains. We'll meet you in the Rocky Mountains and we'll show you around.
Yes, indeed. Dave G. Sound, hey there.
Dave G. Sound! How you feeling, honey?
Hope you're feeling well tonight. Good to see you. All righty then. Well, let us get down to beeswax, shall we?
Let's get down to business.
Our last 4 episodes of the year of Deep Space Nine. So think about that for a second, folks. We started at the beginning of 2021 with this crazy mission to review all of real Star Trek 66 through 05, the 735 Club.
That's right. That's right.
And so 2 years now, 99 episodes. There were 2 or 3 or 4 the 3 or 4, maybe 3 or 4 of the episodes were not review shows because we did other things. But for the most part, almost all review shows. So when we start with issue number 100 at the beginning of January and start back to reviewing, we're not even. Are we? I guess we're. Are we better than halfway through? Maybe.
Well, TOS
I don't even want to think about it.
You mean the whole endeavor?
I guess so. I mean,
okay,
I think
so 79 plus 6 plus 22 plus 178 plus 4. Oh my goodness. And now we're on a season 4, episode 5. So that means we have what's left of the DS9, 172 and 98 of Ent. So yes, we're halfway through.
Oh man. I'd rather not have those numbers run again ever. Whoa. Catman, aka Dee Dee Myers.
Oh, Dee Dee Myers. Hey, baby.
Good to see you there. I hope you and yours are doing well, my friend. Alrighty then. So, for those who don't know, and you all know by now, but in case anyone pops in, thank you again for anyone who happens to be lurking. We really appreciate you. And anyone listening on a download or a rewatch or whatever you want to call it, a recorded show. Thank you. It means more to me than I could possibly say. We really do appreciate you. So, I don't know where Jill is. She may be on an away mission. May or may not be on a secret mission.
Yes, I think she's on an away mission.
That's okay. Yeah, but we love you. If you hear this later, Jill, we love you. So.
Yay!
Yes, it's always the communications officer.
Yeah, and don't forget that D-Bud Martin has a degree in mathematics. So if you need mathematical help, you may defer to D-Bud Martin.
Oh, sure. Put the man to work. Gee, like yeah. Mixed business with pleasure there, D-Bud. So we will have. Let's see. We will what we do basically, we've been doing here, we've been reviewing all of real Star Trek, the only Star Trek that matters, which of course which took place between 1966 to 2005. You've had, of course, your Roddenberry era, which is the original series, the animated series in TNG, which we have reviewed all, including the films and the animated series. And now we are on I guess what you could call the Berman era, Although because the whole thing was whether Roddenberry would have liked or not liked whatever was going on, I still consider it Roddenberry Trek in the sense that, it was being continued by people that did work with him. And we don't want to get into all that hash whether people, approve it or not. But it's still considered by me anyway and others legit Trek until it left Paramount, or at least completely Paramount, and got sucked into CBS, aka and Paramount, and destroyed in 2005 when it left, to 2009 properly. So anything up to 2005 I consider real Trek. I mean, everyone else do what you want, but it's the 735 Club. And we bring 4 episodes a week of whatever show we happen to be reviewing. Tonight we have 4. We are just getting started into the 4th season of Deep Space Nine, and with that, to quote a great man on YouTube, we will basically, we have a reference book that we're not using for our synopsis of each episode, but it is a recommended book of source material for Deep Space Nine called Star Trek Deep Space Nine Companion. And now I will turn it over the helm to my first officer, my wonderful, beautiful first officer, Commander R.M. Briggs, and she will give you a basic rundown and start with we'll start reviewing our episodes.
Okay. Yeah. You saw that text. That is a vetted text. And that means it's original source material. So if you're looking for information on Deep Space Nine, I highly recommend that you pick up that text. It's available in digital format. It's available from a number of sources. If you'd like to have a physical copy of it, it is quite rare and quite expensive. However, it is very important that folks realize that a lot of what you are reading on IMDb and Memory Alpha and these user-generated sites, it's simply not true. Because it's user-generated information, a lot of the time it's inaccurate, and it's fan lore. These are factoids that have been recycled so much in Trek culture that people think they're true, and they're not. So be careful when you're going to IMDb and to Memory Alpha and you're picking up this quote-unquote trivia, because most of it isn't even correct. Go to a vetted text that has been through the editing process if you would like to hear from the horse's mouth on what happened behind the scenes in the filming of this show. And
Yes.
so that's my bit. Now, see, the thing is the thing is about that text is that it's way too long-winded for us to cover what's inside of it. So instead, unfortunately, we have to use Wikipedia because Wikipedia is short and sweet, but we're not worried about its accuracy because we only read from the plot. And we have a couple of people in the audience. They're a part of the 735 Club, and they will be providing information from the text. I believe Phantom Outsider has a copy, and of course, Michael Beacom and Cassandra Beacom have a copy, and they might be joining us later. And then they will provide some in-text citation from original source material.
Well, yeah, if they show up, yeah, we'll certainly do that. And again, all we need is plot synopsis anyway, to where we can talk about it. So
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, whenever you are ready. Now, again, I think, did I get the last two? I know what our first two episodes are, by the way. Are we mixed up? Which goes first, Little Green Men or the Sword of Kahless? I know all these sources seem to say, maybe I just got them backwards. Said
No,
Little Green Men goes before.
No,
right?
It's not that. It's that that on the international thing where they're busting up these episodes, and DS9 is known behind the scenes for these multi-part episodes that are either smooshed together or cut apart. What ends up happening is that we have some screwed up numbers. All you need to know is that the prod code for the Sword of Kahless is 481. So it will be the last thing we cover tonight. So it's Rejoined,
Okay.
a 478, Starship Down, 479, Little Green Men, 480, and then the Sword of Kahless is 481.
Gotcha.
But you are correct, boss. A lot of people have them switch them around.
I got them backwards too. No,
Yeah.
I think I thought it was just me. Okay.
No.
So
there are several North American sources, and I believe some European sources that have them switch and marood as well.
Raymond and Sandra also have the book. That's right.
Good.
Not only
Lovely.
not only that, Raymond has a cool Deep Space Nine model.
Hey, Victor Fontaine's
back. What's up?
Nice.
Good to see you. Thank you for being here. All righty. Let's start with our first episode of the evening.
Yep, let's do it.
Which will be Rejoined.
Yep. Rejoined is season 4, episode 5, production code 478. This is also listed as episode 6 on 2 separate streaming services in North America. So it's very important to remember. That's why we drop that prod code. That's why we give as much information as we can on the show. We all watched this for the very first time, well, most of us anyway, on October 30th, 1995. So the night before the big ween. All right. So let's stay copyright compliant. I'm going to be reading user-generated plot, the summary of the episode from Wikipedia. This is going to be a cold read. I'm reading extemporaneously. This is because this show is 100% organic. Clubby and I do not discuss the reviews or the episodes prior because we want to share them with you. And so we read it off, cold read, nice and organic, and then we discuss it organically. Oh, there's Mark.
There's Mark, everybody. Wish Mark well in the chat and tell him to stop playing hooky.
Yeah, poor guy.
Feel better, buddy.
Chicken noodle soup.
M&Ms.
Okay, let's hustle our buns here. Captain Benjamin Sisko notifies Lieutenant Commander Jadzia Dax that a group of Trill scientists will be arriving soon at Deep Space Nine to perform experiments related to wormhole physics. The Trill are a species of humanoids, some of whom host a slug-like symbiont implant into them. Wow, this is some pretty rough and really bad writing, but we're just going to keep slogging on. The symbionts live far longer than the hosts and are moved into a new host when the old one dies. Jadzia is the 8th host of the Dax symbiont. Sisko tells Dax that the head scientist is Lenara Khan and offers to grant Dax a leave of absence while the Trill scientists are on board, but she turns it down. Upon Dax and Khan's first meeting, Major Kieran Nerys notices that they are very familiar with each other. Dax tells her that Khan used to be her wife. Dr. Julian Bashir later explains to Kira that previous hosts of Dax and Khan symbionts were married to each other, but Trill are forbidden from reassociating with partners and lovers of past hosts.
Yeah.
At the welcoming party for visiting scientists, Dax and Khan warm to one another's company once more. Afterward, they begin to socialize as they work together on Khan's wormhole experiment aboard USS Defiant. They agree to have dinner, but to also bring Bashir along as a chaperone. At dinner, Bashir is effectively ignored by the two Trills as they reminisce about their past hosts. Later, back on the Defiant, Khan successfully creates an artificial wormhole and Dax hugs her in celebration. Khan's brother, who is on the science team, speaks to her separately and highlights his concerns regarding her contact with Dax. Despite this, Khan goes to Dax's quarters and a discussion between the two leads to a kiss. Not a kiss. It was pretty passionate. Anyway, Khan leaves before it goes any further. Dax confides in Sisko that she knows she is in love with her former wife, but reminds her that Trill customs mean that if they resume their relationship, they would be exiled from their homeworld and their symbionts would never be joined with a new host, but says that she will have his support either way. Khan and Dax continue to work on experiments, but it goes wrong and the Defiant is severely damaged. Khan is injured in the explosion, but Dax rigs a force field across a plasma fire that allows her to reach Khan, coming to the realization that the relationship is worth exile. After returning to the station, Khan recuperates from her injuries. She decides against resuming her relationship with Dax, and with the experiments complete, departs with the science team, leaving Dax heartbroken. And that is all the collective internet has to say about Rejoined, Season 4, Episode 5. I'll turn it over to you, Captain. What did you think of the episode?
It's interesting. I mean, it's not really what I go to my Star Trek shows for, but it's part of this show, character stuff, which I find, and I do hello there, Narada and Axamanda. Very good to see you.
What? Hey,
I do. New ideas are always intriguing, and this is an interesting idea. The fact that you have these two, the hosts, they've had all these different lives, and they're meeting again, and they're examining what is a taboo in this highly advanced, enlightened culture, which is interesting, I suppose. Is it my kind of episode here? No, but I have nothing really for or against it. It's interesting, and of course, very good performances, strong performance by Terry Farrell, I think. And again, I'm nothing really against it or for it. I think it's a solid, good character episode. It's pretty interesting, well done, so well acted.
right.
And go for notes.
Yeah. Okay. So if you're wondering what notes are, if you're new around here, I take notes, and Cloppy and I have both of us. We have each of us has been a fan, a Trekkie for over 45 years. So when I thought to myself, what could I add to the show? I like to add the notes that I take during the episode while I'm rewatching it. I rewatch Star Trek starting on January 1st every year. I have done so since, it's been possible. So here are my notes that I take with a pencil and a piece of paper. Susanna Thompson is the Borg Queen in Voyager in 3 episodes. And you just, to me, it always stands out because I think Susanna Thompson is strikingly beautiful.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, she is exquisite. She has such dainty and beautiful features. I just think that she is, it takes a lot.
Remarkable.
It takes a lot for somebody to outshine Dax, and she's so beautiful. So and it's just hysterical to me because she plays the Borg Queen, and the Borg Queen is so disgusting. Anyway, so I had to bring that up. So when we get to Voyager, you will notice that the very lovely and dainty and exquisite and beautiful Susanna Thompson is our Borg Queen. Yet another example of the filth's false firsts. So many people who like the filth, the new stuff that I will not call Star Trek, it's just known as the filth around here. They like to make this claim of being first, and of course they're not. Herein we see the issue of transsexuality and bisexuality in Star Trek. It was groundbreaking in 1995, and I thought in 1995 that it was absolutely beautifully done. I still feel that way, and I feel that way as a social scientist. And you're going to figure out why I'm qualifying it in that way. I grew up in a very conservative area of Canada, and in 1995, this was very important because this was very beautiful and very kind. So this is when we see sociology in science fiction. This is in my notes. But when we see this sociology in science fiction, we don't see any political agendas. We don't see any preaching. So we don't see this hyper-didactic or corporate hegemony happening. There's no shame. And this is an innocent circumstance of shifting bodies. And this is compelling rhetoric because it really opens up the heart of everyone watching when they consider that there are some people who truly feel as though they were born with, just a container, that their body is just a container. So that gets into this idea, and I think it's handled beautifully. If you're going to talk about that type of issue, this is the way to do it. However, the one thing that I don't like about this episode is that it quickly, very, very quickly shifts into a Hallmark romance novel, and it hits really hard. So we see there's a lot of the two of them talking about moving their romance forward, whether or not that they can be together, whether they're willing to give everything up to be with one another. And just it's very a teen sort of Hallmarky romance novel-y kind of stuff. And it goes on for too long, to the point where you sort of think to yourself, why is Dax behaving this way? This is a person with so many lifetimes in her, and she knew that this woman existed. She knew that her wife was still alive somewhere. So if they felt so strongly about one another, why didn't Dax seek her out? So I just think that the romance is ratcheted up too much, and you all know how much I don't like the romance stuff. So really great, really groundbreaking. I really love that we get into the sociology without the hyper-didacticism, without that corporate hegemony, without the preaching and the banging you over the head and admonishing you as though you have these feelings you don't have. That we just have some really nice kindness here and the presentation of the idea. And that's all I have in my notes. Hi, Lisa.
Lisa, hello there, lovely. Good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I see where you come from on that. And I obviously you could certainly understand or make the case that they don't have a whole lot of time. And it's like it's always, when you have 40 some minutes, it's gonna be feel like a rush job with stuff like this. That's why usually romance on episodic television
doesn't work.
It doesn't really work. Now, it's if you have two characters that are recurring on the show, you can do it. But she's going to be a one-off in the show, so they know they've got her for one episode, right? So that does kind of affect that. But I don't look. I just got through, like I said, just binge watching Eureka. There's relationships all over that show, but it's usually characters that are all on the show together. And they do it on DS9 with recurring characters is one thing, but yes, it's like when characters come in and out, and 20 minutes into the show they want to get married. In this case, even remarried, but still, yeah, it's a bit of a problem.
It is, and the thing is that it doesn't hold up as well as it did in 1995. But like in 1995, I was like, the whole world needs to change. We need to be more open-hearted. We need to be more understanding. And so that was helping to shift the culture and doing it in a rhetorical way that Gene would have absolutely loved. But it doesn't hold up to rewatches, and it hasn't stood. It can't stand the test of time. And the reason being is that upon rewatches, you realize that they start to use Dax like they were using Counselor Cameltoe. And all of a sudden, you find poor Dax is thrown into these extraordinarily passionate relationships where there is talk of deep physical and psychological, emotional connection. And then it's severed instantly. Now, she was just in love with Disappearing Planet Boy and was ready to completely give up her whole life. So it's just I don't want Dax to become a device for just all of this romance. And many of you realize why. And that is because you all know that I love science fiction. And this is drama, and I understand that. And so it has a soap opera element to it. And I get that. And so I don't want to be too harsh on it, but you all need to realize that I also need to be honest in my review.
No, that's cool. Yeah.
Do I think that this is like really great science fiction? Not really. I just because it wastes a lot of time in creating this artificial romantic end piece that's too big. It's too big. I just don't think it fits, and it doesn't stand the test of time to have Dax keep falling in love with people willing to give up her entire life, even her life, like her actual life, to be with these people. Stop doing this to Dax. So I have issues with it both ways, but I will say, on October 30th, 1995, I felt a colossal shift in my internal dialogue about what I thought about this issue of changing your gender, and also this idea that what you feel and what you think, that your body may be a container, and that you can love people. And so that shift in my thinking, I thought, was brilliant rhetoric. It had a profound effect, and I think it's marvelous. But it doesn't stand the test of time, and there's too much Hallmark romance crap at the end. And that's all I have. That's all I have for you, boss.
Yeah, I hear you. I think the most fascinating thing about the episode for me is this is a story only Star Trek can really tell, because of the whole thing with the Trill. Like, these are two beings that, I mean, their symbiotes were connected by two completely different individuals, very different hosts. So it's not even like Khan, was with Tarias. No, Khan was, but Khan, not her host.
Yeah.
So this is, it's just the two symbiotes. So that to me says that they would have to, spend a lot more time together for the connection to work. I mean, obviously they're both beautiful women, so maybe that makes it easier. I mean, they're extremely beautiful, so who knows? However, again, I understand what they were trying to do with it. I just don't, the fly-by-night romance stuff. That's basically kind of what I call it when you have a character on a TV show that is an episodic TV show where they, like you mentioned, was it Dimension Jump Boy or whatever? The one when a character falls in love with someone, and 10 minutes into the episode or 20 minutes in the episode, they're ready to marry them. By the end of the episode, something happens. They're not together anymore. That kind of stuff. Yeah.
And then they pick up next week as if nothing happened. We see this with Kira Nerys when Barial is killed.
Yes.
So, it just, the thing is that, and, I hate to be mean, but I have to be truthful. One of the reasons why science fiction has such a small audience is because it occupies a space in genre where You have people who are usually highly educated. That is the demographic and the psychographic of science fiction. These are rational minds. They like empirical evidence. They want their mind to be taken to a certain place. And so, is this the correct mechanism for it? Absolutely, I think so. But it's like the whole middle of this episode is perfection. This is how you handle that sociological stuff that Jean wanted to handle in the exact way that Jean wanted to handle it. So the rhetoric, the setup of the rhetoric here, how it's argued, how it's presented is absolutely beautiful. But the front end is crap and the back end is crap because they begin to use Dax as a device. I think that what can really truly be said here is not only is this a testament to the false firsts of the filth and the proclamations of the filth, but it's also the fact that here it's done so beautifully that it does change hearts and minds. And what's incredible is the reason why it changes hearts and minds is because it uses the type of rhetoric that Gene Roddenberry and I love, which is that Socratic dialectic. Don't browbeat people. Don't admonish people. Don't act crazy and insane. And just be honest and open-hearted and sincere, and present the story, and let the viewer decide from the rhetoric you provide. And so I think it's beautiful. I think it's powerful, but it has a lot of suck in the front and horrible Harlequin romance crap at the end. It's really bad.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't like Dax standing up there on that balcony looking down at her and crying or whatever. Come on.
She's too I would think too sophisticated for that personally, as considering how old, quote unquote, she and Dax are, the Dax symbiote is for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But like you said, it stretches credulity, blah, in the sense that Dax has been around for so long, and they both have known that the other existed. They didn't know the other, each other existed still. Of course, I know it was that they were dealing with that taboo about getting together, but so.
But TNG dealt with this as well, and poor Beverly Crusher had to decide what was going to happen when the person who she fell in love with looked completely different than the person who she fell in love with, and that was talking about that same issue when somebody is transgender. So we've seen this before. So this is just more evidence of those false firsts of the filth. Only this is much more sincere. This is much more beautiful and I think incredibly compelling. However, when you're going to engage with science fiction fans in this type of environment and you want to do it in this genre, the thing you have to do is you have to come in with a much stronger beginning. Let that don't touch that middle chunk, because that middle chunk is perfection, chef's kiss perfection. But the tail end of it, it's okay. You don't have to tie it up. Let her just leave. Let them say, that they're not, that both of them aren't willing to be
ostracized from Trill society.
Exactly.
Whether it's right or wrong, they don't know. They don't want to deal with it, but
right. And I think that would have shown the intellectual and emotional maturity that was being demanded of the viewer in the middle. And that middle, wow, that middle is perfection. That Gene Roddenberry would have put his seal of approval on this. This is the middle part of this episode, just absolute perfection. But at the beginning and at the end, too much romance. Wow. You want to turn off a science fiction person? It's just give me childish romance. When you've called me to the carpet to talk about something incredibly important, and there I am, and I have to deal with this very, very weighty, incredibly important issue, and then
good point, Retro Nerd Girl. Maybe as a story thread that ran longer would have been more fleshed out and made more sense. I understand what you're saying.
I actually really love that. I really love that.
That's a good idea. Yeah. I mean, it would have made more sense, like she says. So yeah, good call, Retro Nerd Girl. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So what is your rating of Rejoined?
So the middle where we're actually engaged in this really high-minded, very ethical, sociological rhetoric. It's an A+++. It's just gorgeous. This is how you use science fiction and how you approach sociology in science fiction. But the rest of it, the suck is so hard that it's got to be a C+. Sorry.
When you say middle, you're basically saying the bits where they're talking about the intricacies of what's going on with Trill society, the taboo of it. When you say the middle, for those who wonder what you mean by the middle part, what was in the middle?
The whole middle part of the story. The whole middle part of the story where we have to, where our minds go in a scientific direction instead of a social direction. Right. And we realize the circumstances of being in a different container. So we can even entertain this idea. We can break down barriers, and we can break down prejudices, and we can break down bigotry, and we can do that by compelling people through really, really wonderful rhetoric. And this does it in a way where you can almost entertain it as though it is transhumanism. And this is this Socratic dialectic where you're presenting evidence and ideas, and people have to think about what would happen if they were in that circumstance, and creating that empathetic conduit of understanding and acting in a sincere way and in a cerebral way, I think is how you handle this issue. I think that this episode shook the ground for many people philosophically and ethically. And so I think it's powerful. But I find the juvenile sort of beginning and the ridiculous, Saved by the Bell, I want to say a kiddie type of end, where Dax finally, quote unquote, gets her heart broken for a change. I don't know. Like what?
I got you. No, I got you. I hear you. Well, I give it a C, as it's not my cup of tea. I thought it was nothing inoffensive, nothing horrible or anything. It's just not really something that, but again, as I often say about these episodes that leave me that way, it's not really what I watch Star Trek for. Cardinal Sin, thank you so much for the $9.99 super sticker. You were too kind, my friend. I appreciate that. And thank you. It's good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having fun, getting ready for Christmas. Keely Chow, roll tide, my friend.
Roll tide.
And now I will give the word to you, my friends. If you have any rating and any words you may have about Rejoined, please let them fly now, and we will read them.
We will.
Yes, indeed. The word is given. Shall I star or shall you? Will you starring? Okay, good. Gotcha. Number 1 is doing some starring. Once we get a few of these collected up, we will roll with them. So here we go. All right. First up, Mr. Angel says, C. Although I like the character development of Dax here, I personally think they're missing a point here. There's the culture of the hosts, but there is also a culture of the symbiote. Yes, absolutely. It continues. So I am curious about one thing. Is this episode about the Trill culture, the symbiotes, one or both? I would have liked to have seen more cultural difference between the two species, perhaps. That's a good point, Mr. Angel. I mean, they don't really, and I know they don't have a lot of time, but they don't spend enough time on that either. So I'm right there on the same page with you, sir. Well done. Thank you. Well said. The great Lord Thoth says B. Oh my. One of my favorites from this season. I must admit to enjoying their relationship from agonizing being a heartbreaking bitter end. R.I.P. Jadzia. Yes, I love her. Hallmark indeed. This is a first. Wow, that is a high rating for you, buddy.
It is.
Yeah. Well, for you, that's high, man. That's way up there. J.T. Kirk says D. Curzon was married to the female Khan who was decades younger than him. No, it was Tarius, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It was Tarius, buddy.
It was Tarius, not Curzon.
Yeah. But either yep. Curzon.
But it's hard to keep them straight.
Yep. Curzon admitted to Jadzia during the joining ceremony that he rejected Jadzia because he loved her. Right. Yes, true. Curzon then had an affair at the heart. Affair of the heart. And then somehow it's down Smooch Town, sorry, with Dax's new host and the old wife, a total failure in the writers' room. In the writers' room, charge up that cluboni. Yeah, but that was actually she was actually married to Tarias, buddy. But
yeah,
I hear you.
Yeah,
I don't know if that will change your opinion of the episode or not, but
yeah. And it wasn't even a straight across symbiont to symbiont like Clobby said.
Yeah, I forgot who she had. Obviously, there were different hosts. But,
yeah. But it wasn't a straight across husband and wife.
Oh, they were. Well, they were male female.
Yeah, no, but I mean, Anyway, it's hard to express. I would need like a chart to show.
Yes, the episode when they first started the episode actually talking about all the differences. I needed a chart. I was getting a headache. Who was married to what? Then where? What? How? Who? Anyway,
yeah.
And they called him Scuba Pizzas B-. It was okay, but not a thrilling plot. Oh, dude.
No, Scoops!
I heard Khan had wanted to run away with Dax to SETI Alpha 5. With Dax to SETI down Alpha 5. Dude.
He's a pun master. He's pun-tastic.
Pleasant Valley Picker says, C, good episode. Dax past mate. The world building with the Trill was good. My favorite scene, Julian being bored out of his mind at dinner. Yeah, that was funny. Yes, that was. I'm with you. Thank you, Pleasant Valley. Shooter says D-. He has a ranter for us. He says, where to start? Well, you start where you want to, my friend. We'll follow you and trust you on this one. This is my least favorite episode of DS9. My goodness. It is slow, romantic drivel, a weak story driven for the inclusion of a single scene, a same-sex kiss on TV in the 90s. Tough to argue with that. That is why they did it. That is why they did it. And and I'm kind of with you when they do things just for agenda instead of story. So I understand what you mean there, buddy. I got to find your second one. Oh, your second one. With DS9 and the wormhole both strategic ground for Dominion and Klingons, why send the Defiant an escort warship when there are more suitable vessels for scientific research? They could have sent a starship that was like a science ship, I guess. So I don't know. So let's look at the Trill past host rules. Dax protects Inina. Inina. Oh, that was okay. Inina, Curzon's ex-lover, but shows no affection for her. It's more of an obligation. She shows more emotion during Blood Oath. Oh, she shows more emotion during Blood Oath. Oh, okay. Bop, 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 bop. My goodness. A host has to have a strong enough personality to be not overwhelmed by the symbiote. Invasive procedures and playing God. There was 2 episodes he's referring to.
Mm-hmm.
Jadzia, while strongly influenced by Dax, is still herself. So they are several hosts down from where they started. Curzon influence is the strongest in Dax, and they are physically changed, but they are still close enough to Tarias and Nilani.
Okay, I have to interject here. I'm very sorry. I'm sorry. I'm inarticulate tonight. I don't know what's wrong with me. Anyway, Chris Persia has said in the chat, sorry, I have to leave early. Just got a phone call, and I'm going to have to make a few international calls now. Family situation. Take care, everyone. Chris,
sorry, Chris,
I don't know what's going on, but I love you and very much. And you have the support of every single 735er, honey. Whatever it is, we love you very much. You go take care of business, and if you need to talk, you know how to get a hold of me. I'm here.
Yeah,
I love you, honey.
Good luck, buddy. Hope it's okay. Hope everything works out, man. We're with you, bro. Shooter continues that they love each other. I don't buy it. I feel this is also a disrespectful way to sneak a gay kiss into a show. Just have a straight up gay couple Well, they should have. Yeah, I mean, they used science fiction to hide behind it. The artificial wormhole idea was good. Okay.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much, Shooter. I understand. Cardinal Sin says, interesting how the symbiotes in Stargate SG-1 are evil, but the symbiotes in DS9 are just another personality.
Our friend Mr. Tickle Trunk is here. Mwah,
Hey,
mwah, mwah.
Mr. Tickle Trunk, what's
Chris,
up, buddy?
I mean it. Chris Persia, you use your real name here. I use my real name here. You are my friend. I care about you and I care about your dad. If whatever's going on, if you need, time to go do that and you want to keep it private, you go ahead. But if you need me, you call on me. I'm here for you. You're my friend. I love you very much. Care about you, honey. I hope whatever it is, it's not serious or scary.
Indeed.
Good night, darling. Don't you worry about us. The other wrenches will take care of us. Love
Be
you
good,
very
buddy.
much.
Yes, man.
Mwah.
Yes, man, indeed. Good, buddy. Good to see you. Enigmatic Drop Bear, the Great Bear says B+. The artificial wormhole experiments, like the Peliar Zell dispute subplot in TNG's Trill Romance episode, the host was just window dressing, playing fifth fiddle to the main story. The episode, though, inverts the subtext of the host, where Dr. Crusher could not or would not continue her relationship because the neutral host was a female. Yes, true. I remember that one.
But
yeah.
I think that she was also traumatized. Like, I think that episode gets, like, the filth people unfairly attack that episode because they say that that's why Beverly rejected the new host. I strongly disagree with that, because if you rewatch the show, you can clearly see that it gets into this idea of when somebody changes their entire body and they're body hopping, it can be pretty scary. So first we had the guy who she fell in love with. Then it's Riker. And she feels like rejecting him once he's inside of Riker. And then she has to go through the roller coaster of Riker almost dying. And then the new host comes, and then that new host is there and just instantly wants to pick up where the first guy left off. And it's 3 bodies later. And so I think that there's something far more cerebral going on there. And I think the filth people are wrong. I think that when you love someone, you can have a chemical attraction to them, and you do have a chemical attraction to them. You're in love with them, their whole being and who they are. And when they're just jumping from body to body, I think that honestly, if we want to be honest with ourselves, it would be incredibly difficult to just fall in love with a new person in a new body. That you know what I mean? Like, it would feel like a new person.
It would. Absolutely right. Yeah, but that's
Anyway,
very, very true.
Sorry.
By the way, thank you, Mr. Tickle Trunk, who purchased 20 new memberships to gift membership. So anyone, if you're not a member and you want a free gift membership, they are there. They are available there in the chat. Thank you, Mr. Tickle Trunk. You are too kind, sir.
No, I got you, Enigmatic Drop Bear. But the thing is, Enigmatic Drop Bear, is you always bring up these really cerebral conversations that get into like really meaty and fun issues. So I like discussing your reviews because they're just fantastic, and I love you. So keep them coming.
Enigmatic Drop Bear continues, says, this story takes the other path. I need to stop reading so fast. The other path, making it an obvious allegory about homosexual love. It clearly avoids controversy by not sensationalizing nor overtly referencing the subject it alludes to. Let's see here. The allegory contextualizes the subject by employing the Trill Society's taboo on rekindling prior symbiote relationships and the don't ask, don't tell dynamic between Linara and her brother. Let's see here. An interesting aspect of the Trill taboo is contemplating their society without it. Invasive procedures establish that there is a Trill class system bifurcated on the joined and the unjoined. Let's see, one more.
Yes, Lord Thoth, I totally agree. And that's what I mean. Like, I think the filth people take it on its face value. And I don't think that it should be taken on its face value. It should be taken as though it were a story, because that's what it is. So I love you, Lord Thoth. I just think you're great. You have such a great mind. That is true, sir. Anyway, sorry for interrupting, Clubby.
Sorry. Without the taboo, it is highly probable that multi-generational partnerships would result in a form of aristocracy that would further divide Trill society. That's a
what
good
an
point,
incredible point.
Well,
I totally agree.
Incredible. Yeah, absolutely. It exists for a reason. You know, it's
yes.
And I don't, yeah.
Look at this from Lisa. Is it Lord Thoth, the ego versus the soul? And Lord Thoth says, yes, agreed, Lisa. This is what I'm talking about. Like, what all of these people are putting all of this drama, these fanciful ideas into science fiction because they can, because it's the perfect vehicle for that. And the thing is, they always take it on its face value. They don't look at the implications or the pragmatism. What would this look like if it were practically applied? And so I think that you can't have an honest adult conversation about any of these issues unless you really look at what it looks like when it's applied. And I have to tell you, instead of all of these filth people being incredibly angry with Beverly Crusher because that's the reason why she did it, I think that's hogwash. I think any person who is faced with loving somebody very passionately to the point where she very seriously developed a very good relationship with this person and was going to leave and marry this person and spend the rest of her life with him, and he jumps 3 bodies, wow, that would be some serious whiplash chemically, as your sexual attraction would be, and just being a human being. I mean, I'm a human being. Love has a physical form for me. I'm a person. So I love that you guys are having this conversation.
Raymond Feliciano says, "See, it's more explanation of the Trill Society and they perform very well. However, it was a slow start and quick finish, and we will see more romance, but not this hokey way." Thank you, Raymond.
Yeah, I don't like the hokey romance either, but like science fiction people don't like hokey romance. And Lord Thoth, I love that comment.
Yep. Phantom Outsider says, D. This is bad. Here's why. The idea of containers is the key. The host and the Dax are supposed to be blended. Did these symbiotes just hijack the host? Seems like Jadzia and Lenara are secondary to the... Oh, now you put the one in there. I thought that was... Put how many? Tell me when you start out. Always tell me how many you're going to have. It helps.
Yeah.
Thank you, Fanty. I got to bust his chops no matter what he knows that. Symbiotes. If the slugs want alone time, that should be a consideration. How do the slugs procreate? Do they procreate, or do they procreate? Seems
in
like
the grotto.
Yeah, I guess true. In the grotto.
In Hugh Hefner's grotto, dude.
Seems like at time, Jadzia is just a slug transport system instead of, there you go, equal partner. They missed the opportunity to show just how much influence the symbiotes have over the Trill all. Oh, you put N there, so okay, I got you. Thank you.
Wendy and Jimmy love those comments. Like that's an incredibly important comment. You're a person. You're not an idea. First and foremost, you're a human being with genuine thoughts. You are a sincere and beautiful human being. And so, yeah, that to me is way more important than any ideas people may pack around you. So Wendy and Jimmy, my love to you.
They're not an Axamandibus F this episode. Oh, I'm sorry, you mean F, and then this. I'm just kidding. I know what you meant. It gives it an F. It says, this episode is irredeemable to me. I'm not a big fan of the Trill backstory. Let's see here. I'll take it off the screen. Let's see, because I don't want to get anything. Or romance. This is one of DS9's worst episodes to me. No offense to romantics or anyone else or Trill fans. I got you, Durant.
Hey, Wolfie! Ow, ow, ow!
Hey! I hear what you're saying. Nobody, romance stuff isn't for everyone, especially when it's a science fiction show. So I understand where you're coming from. Good to see you, Wolfie. I understand where you're coming from, Nirant, on that one. You just don't like the romance stuff. I get you. Keely Chow says, "C. The only good thing about this episode is the kiss scene between Jadzia and Dax and Lanera Khan." Says, "The only good thing? Wow, okay. Well, they are gorgeous, so they're
Michael and Melinda are here. Retro blasting. Welcome.
Oh my goodness. Hey there. Good to see you, my friends.
Our wonderful
retro
friends.
Blasting. When you said that, I thought they were like both there individually. No, but they're retro blasting.
Well, they're retro blasting.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
They're M&Ms, baby. They're the best M&Ms.
Snail Messiah says, Cardinal Sin, excellent point about SG1 and Trek. However, in SG, they deal with the ethics of the joining, and the show kind of is about just about that. Yes, is about just that. Sorry. Trek made something alien without... Whoops.
Shalom, Ezra Goldstein. Good evening,
hey,
sir.
Ezra.
Nice to see
Shalom,
you.
Ezra. I don't have a second one for Snail.
Well,
maybe
he didn't put it up yet.
Okay, maybe he didn't put it up yet. All right, gotcha. Okay, Snail, that's cool. Well, if you get it, we'll
wasn't technically for you. I just saw the numbers and started, so my bad.
Oh, no, okay. Oh, well, it had a number on there, so yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly. When I see a number.
Wolfie said, rating B plus. What a risk to take. You have to remember a story about any of these issues would have been censored at the time, sure. A long-term romance between these two would have never been approved. Sure. That is a good point. Kal-El, Stephen M. says, B plus. This episode did a good job of providing some more insight into Trill society, as well as exposing the consequences of a reassociation. One of the most difficult things for a person to do. Hang on. This StreamYard's going slow on me, folks. Sorry. Is to let go of one's past. And the episode does an admirable job of showing both Dax and Dr. Lanera Khan each struggling to do exactly that, knowing what will happen if they do not. This episode also does a good job of addressing the rights of the individual to live as they please, as opposed to societal norms, and the results for those who choose to stray from those norms. Sorry. The B plot served its purpose in that it brought Dr. Khan to the station and came to its own satisfying conclusion. The episode was certainly watchable, but while it raised some interesting societal issues, it wasn't as entertaining as other episodes this season. Thank you so much, Kal-El, buddy. Appreciate you. Wendy and Jimmy, Trauma Warrior, says, from a lesbian point of view, if Jimmy were a symbiote and changed host, whether female or male, I don't know if it would still have the same, or if I think it means, if I would have still have the same feelings. Yes, you're so much more.
Yeah.
But, to say that, physical form, we are physical beings. We're not non-corporeal beings yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're just not. Maybe
there are some of us who can't transcend a body
right. We're not Organians yet.
It's too much. And and so I think that's an authentic cerebral adult conversation that truly handles the intimate feelings that just can't jump from body to body. So I just love that Jimmy, love that Wendy. I love you guys so much. Good stuff.
Yeah. Very well said, Wendy, and I appreciate that because yes, I mean we're not Organians yet, for the Gamesters of Triskelion or any other non-corporeal beings that have been in Star Trek. Not yet. So right now we come with a lot of baggage in terms of outward.
We do
things.
We do.
So,
yeah.
So Max Redstone, hope you're doing well, buddy. Says C-. Is this Paramount or the CW? I'm surprised the writers didn't have Julian ask if he could watch. I'm surprised he didn't. Now that you mention it,
Julian's so juvenile, but it's true what you were saying earlier. I mean, some of us are even turned off by bad breath. Never mind the rest of it.
Retro Blasting. Hey, buddy. He says, I seriously thought I was hosting a trill once. Turned out I just eaten too much at P.F. Chang's. Well, I have a question about that. They never give you enough at P.F. Chang's. P.F. Chang's, man, they don't give you enough. That's a serious issue for another time. But I always think, man, that was pretty good. But, man, that was nowhere near enough. How could you eat too much? Well, of course, maybe that's just me, Michael.
I've never had P.F. Chang's.
I like them, but they're pricey and they don't give you much. That's what I think. Yeah, here I am on YouTube trashing a national chain. No, I love P.F. Chang's. They're great. They're great. I'm just a big pig and I want more. What can I tell you?
Don't talk that way about yourself.
Shin
kicks. Shin kicks.
I'm a truther when it comes to that anyway. About the truth there. Mark D with a C says B-. Rejoined might have worked if they were able to find some better looking actresses. Now we know you're sick. Now I know you're sick tonight, boy.
What is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you, dude?
What is your problem? Oh, Raquel, P.F. Chang's is Applebee's for Chinese food. Now I really want to go to P.F. Chang's.
Now everybody's making fun of it.
I'm going to have to look for the states that have P.F. Chang's.
I don't think he meant that as a compliment to P.F. Chang's, but it could be wrong.
Well, I definitely need it now. I mean, Michael and Melinda, they're going to have to take me out to P.F. Chang's. I'm going to have to take a trip down to the States to visit you, Clobby. We're all going to have ClobbyCon.
Yes, indeed. All right, well, we're ready for our next episode, everybody. We've been way much time on this one. All right, spent a lot of time on this one, folks. So let's go to our next episode.
Pick up the pace.
Which is Starship Disaster Down.
JT Kirk, that was not a compliment.
I didn't think he meant it as a compliment.
No, seriously, not good, not good.
I think it's okay. I like it. I'll bring you there.
Starship Down is season 4, episode 6, and because we have these episodes numbered differently on different streaming services and chopped up differently depending upon which streaming service, I'll drop the prod code. It's 479, and we all watched this for the very first time on November 13th, 1995. Wait 1 second, please. Stop the presses. D. Bud Martin, you have 5 member chats, not super chats, that you haven't read. I have them saved if you need me to repost them for you.
If you could, I don't see. They don't show member chats to me.
They don't show us.
Oh crap! I'm so sorry, everybody. I would have definitely read them. I got to figure out how to do that. Yeah.
D-Bud, maybe D-Bud could send it to you over Twitter so it doesn't task your computer too much.
He doesn't do Twitter.
Oh, he doesn't.
I'll go over there and get him.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Okay. All right. Love you, D-Bud. Thank you, honey.
Thank you, buddy. I'll just have to. I'll go mess with my chat. Well, if I can find him, I got to see if I can find him. Thank you so much, dude. I'll see if I can.
Oh, he's putting them up. Look at this. Look at this beautiful person. I love this human.
Oh,
I'm gonna put it on the marquee. Okay, boss.
Just you could just star him.
Oh, okay. Let me star that one.
Let's star him first. Thank you, dude.
Star. Oh, you're getting it? Okay, good. All right, I'll start reading. Okay, so season 4, episode 6, prod code 479. We all watched this for the very first time on November 13th, 1995. I'm going to be cold reading. That's right. Reading extemporaneously from Wikipedia.
I'm going to go ahead and knock out these out so we don't have to read them. Let me go and knock these out first. What do you think?
Yeah, go ahead, boss.
We'll get them done.
Do it, sweetheart.
I thought he said 5.
Let me go back.
One of them's not starred.
One of them's not starred.
And then they're now it is.
See it? Okay.
Yeah, now it is. I'll do it real quick. I promise everybody. Max Redstone, member for 4 months at the clubber level.
Yay!
Charles, son of Duras, is the Klingon Wesley Crusher. D. Bud Martin, thank you, buddy. I appreciate you, man. Because I don't see these. I would never have known about them. Not for you.
I love D. Bud Martin. He's a
Mr. Tickle Trunk, at the CLOBBERIN level. Merry Christmas, gang. Watching the replay.
Yay!
Okay, yep. Well, hello to you when you hear the replay. This, I think he means he's going to watch it later then, unless he's watching it now and thinks it's a replay. I don't know. I hope not. But thank you. Oh, no, he knows. He knows. Sorry. Shooter. 8323, a member for 4 months at the CLOBBERIN level. Free chat. Use it or lose it. It's a fan call. Cardinal Sin. At the CLOBBERIN level says nothing. But thank you anyway.
Hey.
You gotta use, I use mine sometimes, places where I'm a member. So Michael Carney, member for 1 month of the CLOBBERIN level, says, here's to another great show. Hail, Clobby and Raquel. Thank you so much, Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
You, buddy.
And thank you, D-Bud.
Thank you for that, everyone. And yes, we shall now, again, like I said, they're free. Mr. Tickle Trunk bought a bunch of free memberships. If anyone wants to use them, please feel free if you pardon the pun.
Okay, are we ready for the plot?
Yes, go for it.
It's really a summary. But yeah, okay, let's do this. And not a very good summary. The Federation Starship Defiant carries the senior staff of Deep Space Nine into the Gamma Quadrant to settle trade arrangements with the Karema representative Hanuk. As the Dominion disapproves of trading with the Federation, the talks take place secretly in orbit around a gas giant and are mediated by the Ferengi Quark. Hanuk is disgusted to learn that Quark has been lining his pockets by imposing fictitious Federation tariffs. That's actually not true. He doesn't learn it. He's aware of it and has been calculating it. The negotiations are interrupted.
Yep.
He confronts him on it. He doesn't learn about it. The negotiations are interrupted when a pair of Jem'Hadar ships fire on the Karema ship. The Jem'Hadar chase the ship into the atmosphere of the gas giant, and the Defiant takes off in pursuit. The Jem'Hadar open fire on the Defiant, crippling it in turbulent fluorine atmosphere of the planet. That should say the. Oh my gosh, the writing's so bad. Science officer Jadzia attacks, heads below to try and repair the engines. She is successful, but is nearly blown out of the ship when the hull is breached. Dr. Bashir saves her, but they are trapped in the turbolift shaft with a diminishing supply of oxygen and without communication with the rest of the crew who presume them lost. One of the Jem'Hadar ships attacks. The Defiant destroys it, but not before it is able to render the Defiant helpless again. Captain Sisko is gravely injured with a concussion. Major Kira tends to him, trying to keep him conscious. Quark is trapped in the mess hall with Hanuk, where a live Jem'Hadar torpedo lodges itself in the hull, combining their cleverness and taking a gamble to defuse the torpedo helps Hanuk get over his mistrust of Quark. Wow, this is not easy to read. Dax and Bashir huddle together for warmth. Bashir appreciates the irony that being trapped with Jadzia in his arms was once a fantasy of his. On the bridge, Kira cares for Sisko, telling him a Bajoran fairy tale to keep him awake, and regretting that her reverence of him as prophesied emissary has prevented them from being closer friends. Lieutenant Commander Worf and Chief O'Brien work on putting the Defiant's engines back together. O'Brien helps Worf learn how to tactfully manage the engineer team. The Defiant is eventually able to destroy the second Jem'Hadar fighter and rescue the Karema crew. Upon returning to Deep Space Nine, Hanuk gambles at Quark's bar, and Sisko invites Kira to watch a baseball game with him in the Hollow Suite. Wow, this is possibly one of the worst Wikipedia entries for a Star Trek episode. Not only is it wrong in like 3 places, but what the hell? Like, what's with the point form? Anyway, throwing it over to you, boss. What'd you think of Starship Down?
It's okay.
Hey,
Cassandra. Hey there. Good to see you. It's okay, but it's for 2 episodes in a row now. We have remakes of almost similar of TNG episodes.
Yep.
This is sort of I want to say sort of a remake of Disaster from TNG, in a sense, which was actually, I think if I remember right, a decent episode of pretty good episode of TNG. TNG. This feels a lot like that. Not 100%, but it really kind of feels like that's what they're doing. Everyone's sectioned off, and this not quite to the same extremes, I admit, but kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not as well done, and I never thought I'd say there's an episode of DS9 that didn't do a story better than TNG, but I don't think they did really. It's okay. It was fine. It's fine as another just kind of a filler type of a. I know we don't like to use the word filler around here. I don't dislike it. Don't get me wrong. I just think it's kind of it's just sort of. It has mass and occupies space, meaning that it occupies time and with some pretty decent character stuff. And so I find it to be fairly enjoyable, but also a bit innocuous. Nothing, no ground was broken here. Just, but yeah, so that's kind of, hey, the lovely Sherry.
Lovely Sherry's here.
All right.
And Bossman, I starred
Good to see
comment.
you, my dear. I'm going to show that beautiful face there. Hey Sherry, good to see you.
How are you, sweetheart? And I starred a comment from Cassandra. And we have folks that are mobile, so I'd like to read that if you wouldn't mind, boss, or you can read it.
Go for it.
Where is it? Let me go to the start column. Where the heck is it?
Did you start?
There it is.
Okay.
Yeah. This one, boss. Can you read this out to everyone?
Well, sure. Cassandra Beacom. Hello there, Cassandra. Hope you're doing well. Said Michael and I are en route home from a Christmas party, but we'll be on the interstate for a while. Sorry about not being able to contribute much. Hey, never be sorry about anything. We're just glad you all are out there having a good time tonight and being safe and hopefully doing well. And out there saying hello. I'm glad you're still tonight, and we're here for and I'm glad you're listening.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And you have been, and you've both been, of course, been mentioned many times. Everyone said, "Hey, I wish Michael were here to comment on that one." So you're popular, dude. If you're hearing this, I think he's hearing this. There you go. So yeah, it's okay. I mean, go for your notes. So let's go and then.
Okay.
Let's go. Tiger Stripes, hey there.
Well, hello.
Let's go ahead and knock this one
all right.
Hello,
so here are my notes. James Cromwell as Hannock, obviously. He's wonderful to see. I love him so much. Little Zephram Cochrane. The very familiar sinking ship story or disaster story. I love the Worf and engineers storyline. I like this idea of engineers working with military personnel and how leadership has to be navigated in a different way when somebody's been trained for a specific task and when somebody has been trained for, military service. So I absolutely love that. The emissary dying storyline is okay. It's probably, I'm agnostic, so no one be offended, but it's a lot more praying than I wanted to see. We keep returning to them, and Kira Nerys is praying. I don't have anything wrong with that. I'm just saying it's not what I expect in science fiction. The Jadzia and Julian story is annoying. She should have died. She inhaled fluorine gas. She wasn't nearly sucked out like the Wikipedia ad or the Wikipedia plot thing said. That's totally false. The Hannock and Quark storyline is insane and fun. Wow, I wish I could have spent this entire sinking ship disaster story with Hannock and Quark. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
There is way too much fire in space. Where's the science? This should be science fiction. I will excuse the use of drama, but I won't excuse the absence of science in my science fiction. Too much fire in space. Stop that. Too much fire. This is not original, but it's a satisfactory science fiction tale. So it's just satisfactory. I love the baseball game invitation. I thought that was very sweet. That is something that you would do with a colleague. Say, hey, you want to go catch a game together so that you can bond. And I absolutely loved the scenes between Worf and O'Brien. I thought that they were cherry. So this isn't an original story by any means, but it is enjoyable, and we do get to enjoy some science fiction here. But I mean, oh, been there, done that so many times. My goodness. And that's it,
Yes.
boss.
Yes. Again, I'm with you. I should have said that. I did like. I thought, I think you're right. I think the weakest bit is the Jadzia Bashir stuff. I didn't mind it. It wouldn't do much for me, but the other scenes are really good. Again, Kira and Cisco stuff's okay, but those two other bits you're talking about, especially with Quark and the James Cromwell, was it that guy's
Hannah.
Okay, that was fun stuff, and of course the stuff with Worf in engineering was really good. So as far as character drama goes, it works on those levels, and it's a fairly straightforward but entertaining enough episode to get by on characterization alone. So Fire in Space, great episode of Battlestar Galactica. That was.
Look at this
It was a good
from
episode.
Shooter. Look at Shooter says they weren't in space. They were in fluorine. Right, Shooter? It's like, correct your Wikipedia page, for crying out loud. And Lieutenant Crittenden.
Lieutenant Crittenden. Hey there, good to see you.
Mm-hmm. Hello.
Right. Yes, indeed. So, all right, everybody. You may now.
Oh, what's your rating, boss?
Where's your rating? What did you give it?
Mine's C+.
Okay. I give it a B. I think it's a solid, decent, entertaining enough episode. Gets the job done.
And DJ Ronnie G is here. DJ
Ronnie G.
Yeah, it's a C+ for me because, been there, done that, and it was done much better previously. The two storylines that I wanted much more of, I didn't get. So C+, boss.
Yeah, you're in trouble when it's a story that they did better on TNG.
Yeah, because TNG is weak sauce.
But that was a pretty decent episode of TNG, I thought. So yeah, it's okay. Nothing horrible or offensive, just not the best. So all right, everybody. Now let's fly with your reviews.
Dun,
the word is given. Warp speed. Lieutenant says, I liked Balance of Terror and the Enemy Below vibes. Well, Balance of Terror is a great episode.
Mm-hmm.
A top tenner, LT, and I mean it, by the way. Start away, my first officer. So as soon as we get a few of those starred, we will get on the roll. See if we can knock some of these out here. First, I had a member chat. Thank you, Mark D with the C, for pointing out the member chat. So Stale Messiah said, I really appreciate each and every one here. Well, you are appreciated right back, my good friend. I hope you were doing very well over there, way on the other side of the world. Again, I'll never forget that very kind gift that you sent me, those comics, and I loved them, by the way. They were great. Thank you, Stale Messiah. Appreciate you, buddy. Lord Thoth LT says, C. This one was okay. Story was rehashed and done better before. Good character interaction, so it feels like a bookmark until the next episode for me. Yes. Indeedishness. JT Kirk says B+. Quark is in fine form in this episode. While the Worf Miles story is good, Cisco Kira meh, Dash Bashir is just yuck. I think that may be a consensus. I don't know. The Defiant uses particle waves like sonar. Filth writers take note. Thank you, JT. Well done. I wouldn't call them writers. Calling them writers is giving them a whole lot, but I'm with you there, brother.
Yeah, many of them aren't. They're just those script people or whatever, corporate script people. JT Kirk, I love you.
Well done, JT Kirk. Cal L. Buddy. Stephen M. says, A. This episode was excellently written and executed with a real sense of high stakes for all the characters involved. We see Worf developing his command skills as he acquiesces to... I got to find the next one, sorry. O'Brien's suggestion to ease off the reins a little when interacting with the engineering staff. We also get to see some wonderful character interaction and development between not only... Hang on. Takes a second to find these, everyone, if you're new here. Kira and Cisco, but Dax and Bashir as well. I really enjoyed how Quark and Hannock's interactions were a natural progression of initial distrust to mutual respect due to the crisis they faced. And together and survived. This was an outstanding episode, especially because of the submarine warfare type plot that drove the action, as well as all of the aforementioned reasons. Thank you so much, Cal, buddy. Always appreciate your reviews. Well done as always, old chap. Let's see how. Oh, I hit my. Well, what I do? What I do? Oh, I know what I did. I hit the wrong damn button. All right. Bop, bop, bop. Okay. Next up is the great Enigma.
What? Sorry, I'm just going to interrupt 1 second, just interject quickly. King Dolphin TV is exiting the building. That is correct. Raymond Feliciano says Sandra and Raymond are off to bed. Merry Xmas. Happy Hanukkah to the chat.
And same to you, old buddy. Appreciate you. The great Felicianos. King Dolphin TV in color, of course. Raymond, if you have not left yet, please put your links in there. Although they are in my description below, as always. Please go subscribe to their channel and check out Raymond's books. And I hope if I don't talk to you before Christmas, Merry Christmas to you both. We love you guys. But if we do, hopefully we'll talk to you before that. But anyway, either way, thanks for being here tonight. Appreciate you. The great enigmatic drop bear says C+. This disaster episode was more focused on the character interplays than motoring towards resolving the jeopardy. It was not nearly as fun as the TNG parallel disaster. Yep. Parallel disaster.
Good evening, Krampus Jeebus.
Hey, what is up, Krampus? Always good to see the Krampus Jesus here. Jeebus, sorry. Jeebus, right?
Jeebus.
It's Jeebus. I know. It's always good to see him. Perhaps this is due to the inherent dysfunction in the DS9 character relationships as opposed to their more professional TNG counterparts. Let's see here. Where's number three? That dysfunction conspires a focus on the group trying to work together rather than how an established team in its storming phase efficiently works together to solve a given problem. At least the story gave Worf some moments to shine. Aside from that, I found it all pretty boring. Thank you so much to the great...
I totally agree.
Enigmatic drop bear as always. Thank you, buddy. Pleasant
Love
Valley
it,
Picker.
Thanks, honey.
Indeed. Appreciate you. Pleasant Valley Picker says, B. Nice cat and mouse. Hennick and Quark's discussion of commerce is great. Hennick nicely sums up fair trading practice. Quark diffusing bomb fun. Worf in command was great. Miles giving advice, great too. Thank you so much, PVP.
I absolutely love that moment when you know that's the way engineers function. Engineers don't function the same way as engineers have autonomy for a reason, for problem solving. So when Worf is informed that he's surrounded by a team of engineers who are there to cogitate and problem solve, I just thought, what a great moment. What a great moment to explain the difference between military and engineers and how leadership works. I just love it, love it, love it. Alaric Harrison's here.
Oh, Alaric.
And what I'm putting up.
Huh?
Starred. It's in the starred column.
What is?
Alaric commented.
Okay, good. Gotcha. Okay, I thought you were okay. Lord Feliciano Raymond says C, a remake of Disaster with too many subplots.
Right? Raymond. Ugh.
Yepper. Wendy and Jimmy, Trauma Warrior, says C. TNG did it better. Holy crap, did I just say that? Yeah, you did, and I did too. And
right?
I'm as shocked as you are.
Yeah, TNG's crapola compared to DS9.
I'm shocked at both of us, Wendy, for saying it. What can you do? C+ from the great Max Redstone, Master of all that is Limnic, STTNG Disaster Redux, the towering inferno in space. Yes, sir. Irwin Allen directed this episode. Wolfie says, rating B. Disaster with less singing. Frere Jacques. Yeah. Love the torpedoes stuck in the hull.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Yes, indeediousness. Shooter says A. So we have the Wrath of Khan, Undiscovered Country, and a bit of Hunt for Red October.
Yeah.
I complain if I didn't love those movies, and the episodes pulls it off.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here.
Gary!
Sorry. Gary who?
We shouldn't have an outburst
Gary,
in class. I'm sorry, Captain.
Gary who? I can't see the chat room.
Gary Ambrosia is here, and then Victor just put something up, so I'm just starring everything here. Hold on, boss. Gary Ambrosia is here, everyone.
Hey, Gary, good to see you, my friend. I hope you're doing well. I hope you and your wonderful better half are having a terrific Christmas season, and we are honored to have you pop in, sir.
Well, he left you a gift. The wonderful Ambrosia's left you a gift and some holiday greetings, so you'll be reading that soon. It's in your starred column, boss.
Oh, okay. So as I get through with this review, I'll be there. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate that. He said, he continued, I admire how the episode can effectively tell multiple sub-stories with different characters that all contribute to and enhance the main story without the need of an A and B, of A and B plots, of the A and B plots. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Stumble. Ultimately, this is a war story, but it also addresses some character points. Julian giving up on pursuing Dax, and Kira's idolization, of Cisco as the emissary. Thank you so much, Shooter. Well done and well said as always, sir. Gary Ambrosia, you are too kind, my friend. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Hail to Saturday night. Clobbering. Merry Christmas, you guys. Merry Christmas to you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Mr. Potter. Merry Christmas, you old savings and loan. I'm sorry, I just got a little George Bailey'd.
Merry Christmas, Ambrosias. We love you guys.
Yes, thank you so much. B from Schneider, he says, Quark good, the one thing they've never done. Gas giants are quite flammable. Releasing plasma and engaging warp would leave the Jem'Hadar ships inside a new sun. Let's do that next time. Yes. And would have killed them too, right? Victor Fontaine says, that's Raquel. Engineers don't think it see the world like the other people. Don't think they see like the world like other people. Thank you,
true,
Vic. The great Scuba Pete. Yo, buddy. He said C+. This episode was a gas giant. The plot was too bloated with so many emergencies. Side note, I heard they were dancing around and thought about calling this episode Macarena in Space. Jesus Christ.
No. Scuba Pete,
you old rascal.
Fantastic pun master strikes again.
You are the man, sir. Alora Carlson says, I give it a B. Or maybe a B minus. No, it's a B because it's separated. I totally agree with Raquel's comments on Fire in Space. I like that episode of Battlestar Galactica called Fire in Space, though. The original. It should be extremely rare. One, and I know someone mentioned it in the chat, but it's one would think in the future construction materials are combustible and fuel sources are rare. Thank you, Alaric. Indeed. I have no more reviews, so
nice.
I don't know if Mark D is wanted to review it or not. He usually does a review, but you're not feeling well, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You were relieved from having to do any reviews unless you just want to, dude.
I hope he's catnapping on the chair.
I hope he is. Get sleep. We're gonna move on. I mean, again, I'm just saying I don't want to leave his review out if he has one, but he doesn't have to have one. So anyway, all right. So we're gonna move on to the next review. Our third. Are we ready?
We ready.
Our next review is Little Green Men.
Little Green Men.
Little
It
Green
is
Men.
season 4, episode 8. That's prod code 480 for folks who are like, what? This isn't episode 8. Yep, prod code 480. And we all watched this for the very first time on November 6th, 1995. Now I'm going to be reading extemporaneously from Wikipedia, which has kind of been wah wah tonight, but we're going to read anyway. Here we go. Quark receives a shuttle that his cousin has been promising him for years. For its maiden voyage, he takes his brother Rom and nephew Nog to Earth, where Nog has been accepted to Starfleet Academy. After they leave Deep Space Nine, Rom discovers that Quark intends to make the trip financially profitable by smuggling an illicit load of volatile chemosite. As the ship nears Earth, Rom finds that they are unable to drop out of warp, possibly due to sabotage. However, venting the warp exhaust through the chemosite cargo enables the ship to drop out of warp. Unfortunately, in doing so, the ship and crew are thrown back in time to 1947 and crash near Roswell, New Mexico. The Ferengi awake on a U.S. military base where the Americans believe them to be Martians. After Rom repairs their malfunctioning universal translators, Quark begins negotiations with the humans, whom he considers backward, gullible, to sell advanced technology from the future. He brags to Rom and Nog in private that within a year he'll be running the planet and dreams of cultivating a vast Ferengi economic empire. Unknown to the Ferengi, Constable Odo stowed away aboard the shuttle with them to investigate the chemosite smuggling, and thus was also thrown back in time. Using his shape-shifting abilities, Odo is able to move about the base, locating and repairing their spaceship. Having disguised himself as a guard dog to gain entry to the room where the Ferengi are being held, he tells Quark that they must try to preserve the timeline and not alter Earth's history. Quark, Rom, and Nog are interrogated by an army officer convinced that they have hostile intentions, but escape from custody with the help of a nurse and her fiancé, a professor who was brought to the base to try and establish dialogue with the aliens. By harnessing the energy of an atomic bomb test scheduled for that morning in Nevada, Rom is able to use the remaining chemosite to return them to their proper time. After dropping off Nog at Starfleet Academy, Quark has to sell the damaged spacecraft for salvage, and he, Odo, and Rom return to Deep Space Nine. As the episode ends, Jesus. Odo arrests Quark for smuggling contraband. And that is all the collective internet has to say about Little Green Men. Bossman, Captain, my Captain, what did you think of the episode?
I now consider this is the greatest episode ever made because of your review. The way you made me go crazy, I can't believe it. Jesus H. Your review. I wish Captain Finity. We need Captain Finity. Hey, you were here earlier. This is a job for Captain Finity because this is time travel.
Captain Finity.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you're killing me. All right. I agree with that, Lieutenant Crittenden. Megan Gallagher is always hot. Okay. Look, Star Trek, the original series, I admit that I'm biased towards it. I love it. 79 friggin' episodes, and there are only 3 comedies. And they're outrageous, but you forgive them because once in a while you like to laugh, and Trek can make you laugh. That's fine. This episode is so stupid. You just got to call it a comedy. I mean, and I got to admit, it is kind of funny. If you just take it as just a dumb, not even, it doesn't even really happen. If you like, if this episode had been framed like Rom telling a stupid story, making it up or something, I think I probably would have gone with it. Just say it's funny, he's making it up or something. But to try to say this is supposed to be seriously inside the Deep Space Nine and regular canon, it's so idiotic. I'm tired of dumbass ways to. I'm just like I hated past tense. Past tense. Look, at least this was trying to be funny. Past tense wasn't trying to be funny. It was just really stupid and preachy. This has a bunch of the preachy crap, but it's trying to be funny. I get it, But if you're gonna screw around, can't you be funny without doing idiotic time travel? Just do. I mean, for example, there have been other Ferengi episodes that were funny, really funny, and even creative. Like, was it Profit Motive?
Mm-hmm.
This one is so damn stupid. Good night,
Lisa.
Lisa
Has to leave. Lisa, good night,
Good night,
sweetheart.
Lisa.
Mwah, mwah. Thank you for joining us.
Indeed. It's just. I mean, look. I'll admit to finding certain bits of it entertaining, like when they were at the base, and my boy Charles Napier is in it. He's gonna pop his fingers and jump for joy. He's got a clean bill of health from Dr. McCoy, and here he is on Star Trek again, and he's stepping out to Roswell, yay, brother. But Jesus Christ, it's just so goofy and stupid. The idea, I'm sick of time travel. I mean, this is 2 weeks in a row with time travel, right? I mean, will you stop with the freaking time travel? It was perfectly fine in Trials and Tribulations because it was a tribute to the 30th anniversary. They found flimsy, but at least fun, way to do it. And of course, it's wonderful and entertaining. This is just, I get it. You guys are trying to be freaking funny. And it is fun. Look, I'll admit it's funny. I think it is funny, but it's also dumb because, again, if you couched it maybe in some kind of fairy tale that they're telling a dumb story, but you're going to tell me they go back in time and Quark is so stupid. Hello there, Rancor Steve.
Hey, Rancor Steve. Nice to see you.
So Quark is so dumb that he tries to screw around with history for profit stuff. He doesn't know that that's going to get him in trouble with the timeline. At least Nog knows it. And I don't know. Go with your notes, I guess. I'm not even saying it's not amusing. And I admit I found it funny. I'm embarrassed, but I found the episode kind of endearing in some ways. It's just I think you didn't really think it through, guys, with your stupid time travel stuff.
Yeah, too dumb. Okay, so if you're new around here, I take notes because I've been watching Star Trek for like over 45 years. And so that's what I add to this show. That's my little spice that I add to this show. So I take a pencil, a good old-fashioned pencil, and an old-fashioned piece of paper, and I take notes. And I talk about the episode in the notes while I'm watching the episode, because I rewatch every year starting on January 1st. Okay.
Well, I'm not begrudging them a comedy either. So like I said, I do think it was funny. I'm just saying, I'm no Cockney Spock about it, but this is kind of
okay. The kids storyline. I've had enough of the kids storyline. This isn't Saved by the Bell. And then we have Ferengi Family Ties. I hear the song from Family Ties start to play. Time travel and fake science gibberish gobbledygook. Ugh. Then I wrote, I want my Moogie. Okay. Yeah. I love the yelling in Ferengi. I love hearing the Ferengi language. We don't even get to hear it on Ferenginar, so it's nice that we hear the Ferengi language. I also absolutely love that hell is the vault of eternal destitution. It's hysterical. The headbanging moment. Like I bust a gut. I also love this episode because it teaches all Trekkies that Neep Green is thank you in Ferengi. So always remember that at your Star Trek conventions. Neep Green. Oh, no, it's Neep Gren. Neep Gren is Ferengi for thank you. How would Quark know what a car or a car salesman is? So when the guy says to him, you remind me of a car salesman. And he's instantly he knows what a car salesman is, and he wouldn't. And then I love that Odo shows up, chemosite and time travel. And then I wrote barf and yelling all caps, and I underlined it 4 times with an exclamation point. No superfluous punctuation, but definitely some underlining. There is no way, according to Star Trek lore, that it would be possible for Ferengi to have warp technology before the Vulcans. This episode takes place in 1947. So the Vulcans have had warp technology, I believe, since the 18th or 19th century. So they don't know their Star Trek. These writers suck. They're horrible. Also, if they're in 1947, why are they testing atomic bombs in Nevada? There were no testing. They weren't testing atomic bombs in Nevada in 1947.
Oops.
And I knew that they weren't, so I went and looked it up. And the first test was on January 27th, 1951. And I knew it was in the 50s. I knew it wasn't in the 40s, so I went and looked it up. Anyways, it doesn't pass the sniff test, and it's a science and history fail.
It's they just said, you know what, we just want to be funny, and that's all. And I think it was this episode is very fun to watch and funny. It's so stupid when Quark is talking to my boy Charles, General Charles Napier, and we're the good old boys, from Blues Brothers, and telling him all the crap he wants, making the deal with him and stuff. It's funny, but at the same time, like, Quark, are you stupid? You're going to screw up your timeline. You might not even exist, or you're going to play around with time. The whole thing. But yet, like you just said, you named all kind of things that are really funny, but they didn't even they were so lazy. They just were so hell-bent on telling this silly but fun story. They just threw all the science to completely out. Couldn't even find a decent way. This is a dumber way of time travel than they did in past tense, and that's saying something.
Oh my gosh. Like even how okay, so the chemocytes in the cargo. So if it's in the cargo hold of this teeny tiny ship, how was it vented through that?
I have no idea.
So they have this warp drive. So one would think that the warp drive would be small. So it would be a column somewhere in a smaller area of engineering, and you would have the warp drive, and it would be visible there. So it would not be anywhere near the cargo hold, which would obviously be fortified for the walls would be fortified for chemicals and for other things, right? How was the warp drive vented through the chemocyte? They're in two different places in the ship, and no one leaves the front console. Also, the Vulcans didn't. The Vulcans have had warp drive since forever and a day.
Well, I think they didn't know that at the time, did they?
Well, yeah.
I mean, back when this was written, did they ever say that then?
Yes, of course they did. They did
I thought it was Carbon Creek. Well, yeah, and then First Contact, but did they say that they've had it that long? I'm trusting you. I don't know.
Well, I'm pretty sure they did. I mean,
fair enough.
I'm a 735 and I watch over and over again. So
no, I got you.
You know what I mean? So it's a little bit more difficult for me to recall because I'm not one of those people who watch my 10 favorite episodes and memorize them and then I act like I have a great memory. I have a garbage memory. And I have to watch 735 episodes.
Das Wolfen, hey there, by the way.
Pardon?
Das Wolfen, hey.
Das Wolfen.
But your point is, I get it. It's just more laziness. Yeah. It's just a dumb way to time travel. If you're gonna, I mean, it's really stupid.
And DS9ers really are probably going to bend over backwards to make up reasons why Quark would think that he could beat the Vulcans to warp drive. But the thing is that that's great and everything in the post that you're going to do that because you love DS9 so much. But there's no excusing the fact that these people are not science writers. They're not science fiction writers. If you want to be a science fiction writer, and these people aren't, these are like drama people who write like cop shows and CW shows and romance shows and stuff. You need to realize that science fiction people are going to expect you to do your homework because the very basis, the nucleus of science fiction writing is research. So if you don't like research and you don't like to get into research and incorporate it into what you're writing, shouldn't write science fiction. Because how can you be off 1947 to 1951? No one checked? No, they
don't care. They just wanted to be funny, I guess. And they were funny, but they were silly too. They were dumb too. So you got your comedy and your guffaws at the expense of verisimilitude, as someone likes to say out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So, what is your rating of Little Green Men?
Okay, I'm a science fiction author. You know, I'm an academic. So science is important to me. This is a science and history fail, so I give it an F.
Wow.
Cam's Crash Courses.
Cam. Wow, an F.
It's an F. Like, okay, so you
ya.
want it to be funny? Okay, it's funny, but what if it's funny and it's dumb? And also, how did you vent the warp core? How did you vent the warp engines, the warp core, the warp engines, however you want to gobbledygook it, through the chemosite in the cargo hold? Like, it's an all-around dumbness of the dumbing of the dumbness. And science fiction people listen to this. They look at this. Look, I don't care if it's funny. It's stupid.
I got you.
F.
You're killing me. You're making me want to give it a higher rating because of how funny your review is. I got it at a C-. I mean, I didn't really hate it like you, because it was, at least it was trying to be funny. I think I got to admit, it made me laugh a lot. So that's why as entertainment, it works. It just doesn't work as Star Trek in any way. Whereas past tense didn't work as either entertainment or even interesting Star Trek. It made me want to beat myself, never mind, beat myself in the face with a hammer, as I was going to say. But so I thought it was funny. All right, everyone, the word is given. Please give your
give your
ratings while I see what Cam said to us here. He said, hello, everyone. Hail, Clobbering Times, and number one, Briggs. Off topic. Sorry, Saturday is my TOS night. Just watch Wolf in the Fold. Love it. Although I know someone who doesn't. Anyone? Oh, maybe I just love it better than this episode we're talking here. Anyone want to score it? I'm at 6. Love you. Cold Chat. I love that too. Love that show. So there you go. If we're doing on the 1 to 10 scale for Wolf in the Fold there, Cam's, I would give it about a 6, I'd say, as well. So Masters Maniac Mexico, what's up? What is up? How are you? Good to see you, my friend.
Sorry, everyone. I go silent at this part of the show because the clickety click is crazy.
Yes, the click. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. Let's see if anyone else popped in while I was looking at something. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna start reading these reviews. Wendy and Jimmy Trumware says D. My coffee table now has a second forehead-sized dent.
Oh my God, I love you, Wendy.
The last 2 episodes have made me appreciate TNG. What the I hear you, Wendy. I hear you. Apparently not alone. C+ for JT Kirk. He says, hilarious and campy. Where is Gary 7 and the kitty? He should have detected the ship and helped them out. Well, there you go. He was after 1968 though. Pro tip: stuff rocks in your car muffler and you can time travel. Moogie. That was so. Oh, I literally like that. Got Max Grudge or whatever, but that really got to me. Oh, that his Moogie crap. Oh, again, I know it's funny, but Jesus Christ. Masters Maniac Mexico MMM says, this episode is a glorious A, triple plus, as we get introduced to a galaxy-changing piece of genius engineering, the Ferengi tooth sharpener. Forget about the rest of it is pointless. Oh, well, that's about as crazy as this episode, that review. I like it. Your review, that is. He says, Merry Christmas, Feliz Navidad. And my personal thanks to Mr. Clobby. Oh, you're too kind. And the crew, including the chat, to always give me a smile and help me through the difficult times. Best, Captain. Well, best to you. If we're helping you through any difficult times, I'm floored by that. And I'm honored by that, sir. But every time I hear something like that, I just don't know what to say. I'm a nothing channel here. I'm just having a little fun with my friends is the way I look at it, buddy. And you're one of them. So thank you. I should be thanking you, not the other way around. because you all make my day here. You all make it fun for me. So thank you so much. The great Max Redstone says, D, I like the funny stuff, but the novelty wore off. The writers need to lay off the, what is that? The Huprian, I can't pronounce that, beetle snuff. I know what beetle snuff is, though. That and the tube grubs. Let's see here. The Catman, aka D.D. Myers, says, Clobby, let's see. I give it a D. Didn't care for it. Dumb and funny. That's it. Yep, seems to be the consensus. Funny but dumb. That's a fair couple. But again, it has Charles Napier. Nothing can be all bad with Charles Napier. Shooter says, B. Now we know the truth about Roswell. Sure, it is time travel, but it is a closed loop situation. A little cynical and cliche military and scientist roles. Yeah, that's another. It had a lot of preachy crap in it for me with the usual. Look, this is something I've bitched about with science fiction writers, both on television, movies, and in books for a long time now, where they love to use aliens to trash humans. They claim to be humanists, but they use aliens to trash humanity. When I'm like, no, but then you write the aliens just as bad as the humans. I mean, it's not consistent. How about sentient beings have good and bad in them, and they're all capable of great stuff and bad stuff and horrible stuff, and instead of saying it's just humans. And that's all. And the Ferengi were created for dumb reasons like that. Now, Quark's a great character. Even Ram and Nog are really good now with these characterizations of these actors, but they were really just created as ciphers for preaching, to be honest with you. Odo, how is a dog? Odo, how is a dog easier than a face? I don't know, Shooter. We've talked about that a bit, haven't we? Shooter says, how do the universal translators translate Ferengi to English? I don't know. And a reminder of previous time travel misadventures. Quark even using a human turn of phrase, a tall ship and a... Yeah, let's see. Still, it is a lot of fun, even if things don't make sense. At least the translators are acknowledged, and aliens' physiologies aren't affected by drugs the same as humans. Rating for pure humor. Okie dokie, it's a fair couple. The great enigmatic drop bear says D-. Star Trek time travel stories are highly problematic. They render meaningless resolutions to many prior stories, and they limit solutions to problems in future stories. Yes, sir. That is a very salient point. This time, they combined chemosite with plasma to travel through time and, yes, for F's sake, fly into an atomic blast to cause a reverse time warp to get home. Oh, so damn dumb. Jesus. Almost everything else about the story was ludicrous. They didn't even go to the effort of making the Earth scenes historically accurate. Yes. The only redeeming part of the story was the circumstances around Quark's inheritance of a booby-trapped spaceship and him using it to smuggle an illegal substance to Earth and getting them. And again, another thing about continuity, he gets put in the pokey at the end, but of course that's all going to be forgotten. Stephen, as the great Kal-El says, A+. This episode is one of my personal favorite episodes of DS9, starring the Ferengi in the entire series. Despite its flaws, some examples of this include the standard accidental time travel, in quotes, trope being used once again, and the messaging through some of the dialogue is a little too on the nose. Despite this, I thoroughly enjoyed the comedic moments, both in the 20th century, I think he means, in the 20th as well as the 24th centuries. And the notion that Ferengi were the first known extraterrestrials to have contact with the 20th century Earth humans in the Star Trek universe is hilarious. Hang on. In its own right. This episode was a delight from start to finish with a unique take on the infamous Roswell incident that only real Star Trek could provide. Thank you so much to the great Stephen M. Kal-El. And to call him Scuba, Pete says, D for just dumb. Or as Tonto would say to the Lone Ranger, Kima sight, this episode stink. Wolfie says, rating B. Only about the only canon they stuck with was that Ferengi had to buy their warp tech from some other civilization. Odo as the Thing, yep, it was like that. He was like from the John Carpenter's The Thing. He was a doggy. Ear sex and stupid ass humans always make me laugh. I hear you, Wolfie. Live Time Outsider says C. It was interesting and loaded with sci-fi Easter eggs. Quark calling the dog the Thing. Yeah, that was funny. I gotta admit, there was a lot of funny in there. The dog was the Thing. The main character in 1947 were named after the main characters in 1947 were named after 1950s sci-fi actors. True. A calendar has a caption is be captioned has captioned my love has wings, a poem referenced in Star Trek the original series where no man has gone before. Oh yeah, actors names Richard Carlson from Magnetic Monster. It came from outer space and creature from the Black Lagoon. Bev Garland. Oh, yeah, that's right. The name was Garvin. Yeah, it conquered the world. Richard Deming, Day the World Ended, and Creature from the Black Lagoon, silly fun, like Quark liking humans buying poison. Yeah. I mean, yeah, like I said, the comedy bits are hilarious, but Jesus, it was so stupid.
But you can't be comedic and dumb. And you
can,
have
but not in Star Trek.
And history fail at the same time as you're being comedic and dumb.
Not in Star Trek. And other things, it's fine, but no. Mark D with the C says, C-, please no more time travel, I beg you. You don't need it to tell a good Trek story. That said, there were some funny bits. I think that it was funny. Yeah.
Wolfie says he heard an ugly laugh. Yes, you made me ugly laugh. You always do. Wolfie, shame on you.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
are we ready for our final episode of the evening?
We're ready.
All right. Our final episode of the evening, my friends, is The Sword of Kahless. And while you're handling that, number one, I'm going to go get some medicine.
Go do it. Go do it. Okay. Everybody in the chat, watch my 6. We're going to do The Sword of Kahless, which is season 4, episode 9. And because, it's a gong show, I'll just say it's prod code 481. And we all watched this. Excuse me, everyone. Sorry about that. We all watched this for the very first time on November 20th, 1995. So now I'm going to be reading from Wikipedia, and hopefully it won't suck because it hasn't been that great tonight. Let's do it. Kor, a revered Klingon warrior, is in Quark's bar telling stories of past battles to his friend Lieutenant Commander Jadzia Dax. She introduces Kor to her colleague, Lieutenant Commander Worf. He explains that he is on a quest to find the legendary Sword of Kahless, the founder of the Klingon Empire. He has come into possession of a shroud, which he believes once held the sword. When he returns to his quarters, Kor is attacked by a Lethean who reads his thoughts in order to find out about the sword. Jadzia verifies the authenticity of the shroud, and the next morning, she, Kor, and Worf depart for the Gamma Quadrant to search for the sword on the planet where the shroud was found. On the planet, they discover a secret chamber in an underground vault containing the sword. They are attacked by Taral, son of Duras, who hired the Lethean and wants the sword for the prestige of finding it. Kor, Worf, and Jadzia fight past Taral and his men, and after finding that they cannot transport back to their ship, they head into an adjoining cave in order to escape Taral. When they travel through the caves, the Klingons are affected by the prestige of the sword. Kor begins to talk about how it would allow him to overthrow Chancellor Gowron and Emperor Kahless II. You know, they made him. Remember, he's a clone. But Worf believes that he should be the one to lead their people. Suddenly, Kor slips down the side of a cliff, but refuses to let go of the sword. Worf grabs the other end of the sword and tries to convince Kor to let go. Dax helps Worf save Kor and afterwards takes possession of the sword because she thinks the two Klingons cannot be trusted with it. The three make camp and Dax tries to sleep, but is awakened by an argument between Kor and Worf. The fight between them stops momentarily when Tyrrell and his men arrive. After Tyrrell is subdued, Kor and Worf again attack each other. Jadzia stuns them both with a phaser and then forces Tyrrell to enable the three of them to return to their ship. After they depart the planet, Kor and Worf realize that if the sword divided the two men as honorable as they, it would do the same to the Klingon Empire. So they beam it into space, leaving it to drift until the Klingon Empire is ready for it.
Yeah.
And that is all the collective internet has to say about Lord of the Rings. I mean, the Sword of Kahless.
One bat left to reunite them all. Guess who's here, by the way?
Who?
Mm.
No way.
Hey, good to see you there,
baby.
my friend. Hey. Yeah, it's kind of a shame because John Colicos is just so fantastic to watch, and he's so good to see him play Kor. That's really the highlight of this episode for me.
And also
the story,
the fact that he had so much input in these first Klingons, and he had these big dreams of making Klingons look vastly different than human beings, and that there just wasn't a budget for it. And so then there they are smearing makeup on their faces, trying to look as different as possible because they want to, to tickle our imaginations and make us feel like we're watching something really different. And so every time I see John Colicos in that modern makeup, I think to myself, how satisfying must that have been for him to be to love TOS so much and the opportunity to play a Klingon and then to finally have the makeup and the budget to have it. So it's so satisfying to see him in the makeup. Every time I see him in the makeup, I think, it's so good. Anyway, sorry.
He's great. Love him. Great actor. Oh, it was fun. Again, Kor's the highlight. Kor, getting to meet Worf and stuff like that. And again, the interaction between Kor, Worf, and Dax, all that stuff's pretty good. But you gotta, I don't know. Could you come up with a thinner, weaker story with a mulligan? It's gotta. It's gotta just a. I don't know. It's okay, but just it got kind of monotonous after a while. Walking through the caves, the conflict between the two, and then the ending is just so mind-boggling, weird, puzzling that they just send the Batlift out into space.
Well, it's Lord of the Rings, right? That's what it is.
Except this thing isn't affecting their minds like a ring, so it's not even that.
Well, it is.
That excuse.
It is because they play with this idea that it pollutes them, and if it would pollute honorable men, imagine how it would pollute their society. So they tinker with this idea. So it's very obvious that Richard Dennis heavily borrowed from the Lord of the Rings here, and Hans Beamer or Bymir, it definitely, when he's the teleplay person involved here, this is them making sure that they don't go too far into the Lord of the Rings.
Did they?
But
wait, did they actually say it was directly affecting their minds though? Because the Matt Drugware says it did. It did. It was precious. Directly, it was actually attacking their minds.
Well, no, but what
influenced them? I know it had a psychological effect on them inside their own heads. I get that, but it wasn't doing the same thing that the ring did to
no,
Frodo.
But I think
And
I think that's due to the fact that that of the cowardice of Richard Dennis and Hans Beamer, whatever his last name is. I mean, it's very obvious that the two of them had these three people who were on a mission to carry the weight of this weapon, this ring, one ring to rule them all, and then there they are, and one falls off the side of the cliff and has to be rescued.
oh
And
yeah, it was all obvious.
who was going to carry the burden of the ring? Who would, who the Batleth, and and then they walk through these, basically you get this very strong sense this is an enchanted Batleth.
But was it enchanted? Was it mystical?
But is that really the point when you just see this nakedly taking
maybe
somebody else's story and trying to water it down?
No, I hear what you're saying.
Off at you, right? So
I hear what you're saying, but was the story trying to postulate that? Hey, Maddie's daddy's here. Look who's here. Hey, buddy.
Daddy!
I got something for you. He is a great wrench here as well. Here he is. There you go, buddy.
I love the wrench. That's a cool wrench.
Look at you, Maddie's daddy, the spectacular wrench.
I don't think I have ever seen Steve that grumpy.
He's pretty grumpy sometimes.
Anyway, obviously.
So anyway, let's go ahead with your notes. Then let's go ahead and get.
I don't really have any notes because I think that this is really just a couple of really weak writers, like a weak teleplay person and a weak story writer, stealing the Lord of the Rings. And and then basically trying to water it down so people wouldn't call them on their BS.
Let's call it Sword of the Rings.
Yeah, Sword of the Rings. So Sword of the Rings. Oh, that is lovely wordplay. What a beautiful pun. Oh, I bow to you. Oh, that was good. Boss man, that was good.
Just popped in there on the web.
So yeah, I love John Colicos, and as you know, I love seeing him in the makeup because of his passion for TOS and creating this alien race. So I think that's cool. But yeah, this is the enchanted Batleth in the caves. That's what I consider this. I consider this a naked ripoff of the Lord of the Rings, and just trying to make it so that people wouldn't call them on the naked ripoff of the Lord of the Rings. So not many comments on this. The enchanted Batleth in the caves. That's it.
So what is your rating of Sword of the Rings?
This is a total ripoff of somebody else's work. It sucks. It's slow. It wastes time in the caves. It's awful. It's a D.
Yeah, I have to go with a D too. Also, because it's just you waste. Wow, you're gonna really waste John Colicos like that? I mean, he's great in it. He's fun to watch, but after you have no story, and what story you do have, you owe to a classic that you're actually going to try to rip off in 40-something minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of regard for it either. It's rippy, isn't it? So yeah, I don't have a lot to say about it other than that. And now everyone, if you would like to let fly with your any ratings and reviews that you may have of Sword of the Rings, the Sword of Chaos. I could have sworn that was a sword.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful.
The Batleth of the Rings, or whatever.
Yes,
Sword of Batla, whatever it is. Anyway, so go ahead, everyone, and as soon as they start doing that, I'll start reading once we get a few of them collected up.
Yeah, and then the worst part is that they're so inept. They're such dingbats, such nincompoops, that instead of just allowing, just going with this sort of fully enchanted, instead of just really strongly hinting at how it's affecting the Klingons, maybe they could have put it inside of some type of barrier, and put a force field around it or something. Just anything, but yeah, it's just.
If anyone, I'm told we have a member chat from Gary Ambrosia. And if anyone could, there we go. D-Bud's got it. I'll go that while you're doing that. Gary Ambrosia, member for 4 months, Clobberonimo level, says, I'm going to head out, guys. Keep on clobbering, baby. You too, Gary Ambrosia. If I don't see you before then, sir, Merry Christmas to you and your wonderful wife and all of your family and friends, my friend. Appreciate you so much. Everyone, the great Gary Ambrosia.
And from my household as well, Ambrosia's. I hope you have a wonderful holiday. Be safe. Have a great time. We'll see you in the new year. If I don't see you before then, you guys are the best. And take care. We love you guys.
Big shout out to the great Mark D with a C, who's not feeling well. He's going to probably call tonight, so we're going to say goodnight. Hope you feel better, brother.
Good night, honey.
We always miss you, but we certainly want you to feel better and get better soon. And have a great day tomorrow with whatever you're doing. And if you don't do the geekery tomorrow night, that's fine. Just keep us posted. If you do, I'll be there. So here we go, folks. The Masters Maniac Mexico says Fat F. Wow. I love the Klingons, but this, they send my heroes on a senseless quest through caves, by the way. How cheapy. Slaved them under utterly lazy writing at them and let them come out as a chatter. Was it a chatterwork or chatter week? How do you say it? A character week, runaway clowns. Okay, as character week, runaway clowns. I think he means. Okay, sorry if I messed that up, buddy. My first F ever on DS9. Wow. Well, I got tough to blame you there, buddy. Thank you so much. MMM, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Pleasant Valley Picker says B minus. I think it's a minus. Unless it's a separator, we'll say sword must have technology built into it that makes the possessor take power or want to at least take interest in the sword and is taking away both their honor. They will do anything to possess it. I don't think they had any kind of technology when Kalos wielded it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they weren't a technological society at that point, were they?
Mm-hmm. And that would get into magic, which is why I think that they don't go into that full possession. But it's still weak sauce, and it's not nice to take somebody else's story.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Cannon, aka DD Miner, says Clobby, I give it an F. I thought it was like watching Lord of the Rings, puts me to sleep each and every time I watch it. Thought it was a total waste of time. Well, thank you so much, Catman. I hear you. I hear you for sure. I'm
love you, Dee. Tell your wife I said hello. And if I don't see you before Christmas, please give her a smooch on her cheek and wish her a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from everyone here at the 735 Club. Great to see you, Dee Myers.
Absolutely, sir. Have a good one. Phantom Outsider says D. Core is great as is Dax, and Worf came along. That's the story of Worf's life. Lol. Thank you, dude. Let's see here. JT Kirk says, D, I agree with Clobby. The One Ring has a magical quality. The Sword of Kalos does not. The sheer effing hubris is that simply because two Klingons were petty, that no Klingons could hold the sword. That's the thing that kind of disturbed me. They were acting way too out of character for either one of these, especially Worf. I didn't buy into the way they were written in this episode. I thought it was I just thought it was stupid.
And not only that, they don't say what the bat'leth is made out of. And so like when they put it in the vacuum of space, like think about how cold it is. Like I would imagine most metal would shatter. So it's not like, what's it going to do? Burn up in an atmosphere somewhere? Like what's going to happen to it? So why didn't they just destroy it? And this is what happens when you steal somebody else's story and you try to massage it in all these different directions to try and make it seem like you didn't steal somebody else's story. You just end up looking like a nincompoop.
Yeah, I don't buy them being that petty and stuff, especially Worf. And then them just throwing it out into space. It's a damn sword, guys. And I didn't buy into any of the writing. I know people say, well, I guess these guys thought they were writing something poignant when they said they're so noble that they realized that the possession of this sword was turning them into something they didn't want to be. What are they, 12-year-olds? I don't know. Shooter says, sword with science replacing sorcery. This is pure. I gave you the C, by the way. This is pure action adventure and an okay sequel to Blood Oath. Tying in the Duras storyline was a nice touch. Okay, thank you, Shooter. And he also says, while I enjoyed the infighting between Core and Worf, it didn't really fit for, Worf's character.
No.
That's what I think. I can't believe he would be so enamored with the sword to lose sense of himself. And yes, and how about that crap about he knew that Core would die if he let go, and he was going to let him do it. That Worf was going to let it. That is so not honor. It's not like he kills Core in a battle. He was going to let him fall, and he had. And according to that's the thing that really aggravates me the most about the episode is that he was going to let because Jadzia said you knew he wouldn't have survived, and you were going to let him fall. Not kill him in battle, even. I mean, if he. It'd be more Klingon-like to pull him up and then just kill him. But to let him fall like that's cowardly. That's not Worf. What is wrong with these people?
Yeah, it's not even his personality. And this is what I mean.
No.
Like, you can't just take somebody else's story and say, okay, well, let's do a take on that on Star Trek. And I do have a request from the chat, and it's quite important because it comes from our Thor in Las Vegas. And he would like the perpetual Canadian joke being played on the Steves. And so here it is. These are the Steves I know, I know. These are the Steves I know. These are the Steves I know, I know. These are the Steves I know.
Oh, no. There we go.
Little kids in the hall joke for our Thor in Las Vegas. Speaking of our Thor in Las Vegas, you make sure you spoil Maddie this Christmas and smooch your whole darling little face for me because she's so beautiful and adorable. Make sure you just smooch your whole face. Okay, Dad? Make sure you do that for me.
Phantom Outsider also said the Klingons are a superstitious lot. They build up their mythos to epic proportions. Basically, that sword is their version of Excalibur and all that goes with it. Look, the Empire. Look, the Empire. With it, look, the Empire. I thought you already had a review. You got more? Okay. Well, if you do, I'll find it. I don't see it yet.
It's right here. He just put it up. Well, or it just appeared to me because StreamYard's acting weird. So there's another one, boss.
Oh, okay. Did it? All right. But he already had one. I thought that was done. I don't think we're going to allow you to do another one because you've already had that. Sorry, fan. I have to be mean to Fanty. He knows he's used to it. Let a clone be a figurehead. It was basically them suffering from gold fever. Kalos is an iconic figure. You got his sword. You became a figure of destiny. Well, I don't buy into any of it anyway. So whatever goes on, goes on. Wendy and Jimmy Chrono Warriors say,
I love Wendy.
F. I keep dozing off during this episode. I tried using toothpicks to keep my eyes open, but that hurt like hell.
Some Tom and Jerry joke there. I love that. I love me a good Tom and Jerry joke.
Oh, yeah. And they call him Scuba. Pete says, C-. Maybe they could have put the sword stuck in a stone in the cave.
Yeah.
That would have been original. Oops. Nope. I guess you can say the cave treatment was, oh, wow. Stalagmite. Oh, my goodness.
Can you believe how intelligent he is? And he's so wonderful, and his puns are so ridiculous. I absolutely love Scuba Pete. He is like,
just
nicely
played. Well done, buddy. Lieutenant Crittenden says, A. Everything Colicos turns up. A. That's a fair cop. It's a fair cop.
Oh,
Colicos is fit. He is great in it. Max Redstone says, D+. They're Knights of the Round Table. We dance whenever we're able. We do routines and chorus scenes with footwork impeccable. We dine out here and come up. We eat ham and jam and swell up. He's doing it's a Monty Python Holy Grail thing. Love it. We dine out here. Let's travel up. Come along. We have to push the along. It's from the movie. Sorry. Oh, my goodness. Cal-El, Steve Buddy says, A-. This episode was a fascinating look into other facets of Klingon tradition and culture. the revered legendary sword of Kalos, the parallels to ancient lost artifacts on Earth are not lost here, and the quest that the three characters embark upon certainly has a Lord of the Rings vibe to it.
Mhm.
Seeing how Worf and Kor are both affected by the sword, which brings their lust for, hang on, power to the surface, while Dax is trying to keep the peace, all while being pursued by the Torel, proved to be very entertaining overall. The realization and understanding between Worf and Kor at, hang on, the end regarding the sword and its fate for now was a satisfying ending, and even left an opening for further tales involving the legendary sword in the future. This was a good Klingon in the future. Someone stumbles across it in space anyway. Centric episode with a well-told story. Well, thank you so much. As always, appreciate your reviews.
Scuba Pete would like you to know that he has agonized himself, so he applied his own agonizer to himself. We may have to use a broom to disconnect him from his agonizer. And JT Kirk has called on the Waddy Sticks for Wendy and Jimmy, saying that they will be better for their eyes.
Yes, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to call that. Scuba, that's not enough. You got to one more time. So here you go.
Agonizer, please.
And boss,
yes,
we have multiple calls for the Waddy Sticks in the chat.
Well, good for it. Good. Well, there you go. Wolfie says
you have to play the Alamarine clip for them, boss.
Oh,
they're asking for the Waddy Sticks.
I didn't know they were. Oh, okay. Sorry. Is that what it means?
Yes.
Well, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
I gotta find it. Where'd I put that? I don't got a phone where I put that sucker. I know. Oh, there we go. There you go. This is for you guys. Wolfie says B. Love Colicosis core. Does this mean Blood Oath was a copy of Two Towers, the albino orc, etc.? Well,
right.
I don't know. Could be. Enigmatic Drop Bear, the Great Bear says D. This episode had TNG level conveniences and contrivances and heavily plagiarized The Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
With the sword playing the role of my precious.
Yep. Love you, ED.
Precious. FD. Worf and Kor concluding the sword would have a corrupting influence on whomever sought to wield it. Does not properly fit into Star Trek lore. It is more magic-based than science-based. Thank you, sir.
That's what I said. And boss, I just want you to know that you're probably going to have to request Dave G. Sound's Agonizer, as he has just responded to Alamarine with Ala Meringue, as in meringue pie.
I don't know. I like that one, since I love
like that one. He's getting a pass.
Oh dear, oh dear. Well, I do believe we have finished our reviews for the evening.
And dusted.
Dunny and Dunny. What do you think about them apples, Charlie?
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, I didn't even know I took it off. Here we go. There we go. Well, hey, what about that, folks? What do you think? We did it. We got it in a pretty decent time, I think.
Yep.
Very well done. You were all fantastic. All right, everybody. Well, I tell you what, before I do some show notes, before we get moving, I want to thank you all for being here with us tonight. Next week, as I said, I'm gonna do proper show notes, but I'm just gonna say a week from tonight is Christmas Eve, of course. But Thursday night on the Clubhouse, we're gonna have our big clobby. That'll be our big Christmas party. If anyone wants to pop by, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. But I'll still hang out Christmas Eve night. I'll be here. If it's just me, it's okay. But anybody who pops into the chat, I'll definitely speak to you directly. Excuse me. Hang on a second. Weird coughing fit for no reason. Anyway, I will definitely hang out. We will definitely talk. We will definitely do some Christmasing. And then, of course, the following week on New Year's Eve night, I'll count down to the new year. So I'll be here the next 2 Saturdays. However, Saturday Night Star Trek is done for 2022, and we'll return. What is I don't know what I need. I don't have a calendar in front of me. Let me see what that date is. I need to find my damn calendar. Oh, here we go.
I have a Star Trek calendar on my wall, but it's far away from me. I can't touch it.
No, we're good. I got one. I got.
It's my favorite TOS. I buy the same one every year.
Oh, every year, of course, I do too. But I sent it to a lady friend of mine. Well, because she can't find them where she's supposed to send it to her. Anyway, yep. So the 7th, I guess. No, yeah, the 7th. Yes. January 7th. There's a con in town that someone's giving me free tickets to, but even if I go to that, I'll be back. I don't want to go to it. I don't know if I'll go to it or not. But anyway, not in town.
Stuff for me, okay?
Not in town, but in close.
UFO. I need UFO stuff. UFO.
If I go, I will. You know that. If I go, I will.
Okay.
But I will be here either way. So 7. Let's see, 1/7/23. The 7th of January. We will begin anew with 4 more episodes of Deep Space Nine. I didn't make a picture of them or anything like that, but we'll announce those.
We'll have it all ready for you when we're ready.
Of course. The 4 more episodes. I can find out what they are right now if you want. I mean, I could just tell you.
Nah, just keep going, boss. We'll be good.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, you all know. You're an episode guys. You're old enough by now.
Yeah.
So let's see. Show notes. This is what I like to call Christmas week. Clobby's Christmas week is coming up here on Clobbering Times. So, what do we got going on?
Clobberonimo!
Indeedishness. Indeed, you bettershness. So, I don't know if the great Mark D with a C is having his Sunday night geekery tomorrow night or not, but if he does, I'll be there. If not, I hope he just gets rest and feels better. But Monday is a Clobbering Times double feature. And I know we're a Trek show tonight, but it's all comics all day long on Monday night. Mark C Comics Talk, and I'm going to have a bonus round, an early show at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. A Wacky World of Bob Haney presentation, a Bob Haney Xmas with Batman and Plastic Man, the night the mob stole Xmas. Brave and the Bold number 148 for I think it was like 1970. 7 or 8. Boosh is here.
Boosh!
Hey, Boosh McFadden. What's up, dude?
Hey, sweetheart. Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, good to see you, Boosh. All right. So anyway, let's see here. All right. So anyway, as I was saying, that's going to be at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, a Bob Haney nut job Christmas story craziness that you would not believe. Then at the regular time on Mike C Comics Talk, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, Monday night, I shall review the Alex Ross Paul Dini painted classic Superman piece on Earth. Looking forward to this. This is a truly extraordinary story. Beautiful story, beautiful art. And then Tuesday night, I'll be on with Tuesday and Thursdays at 6 p.m. I'm on with the great Tom and the Midnight's Edge After Dark gang over there on the Great Midnight's After Dark channel, which I'm always pleased to be on there and always proud to be on there. I don't know if Wednesday night there will be a comic book roundtable on Loki's channel or not, but if there is, I will be there. And of course, also Wednesday night, Wildcard Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, the beautiful Purple Valkyrie will join me for another Clobby's Christmas Comics review special. What the Xmas special number 10. Dr. Doom becomes Santa Claus, believe it or not. It's a crazy one. And then, of course, Thursday night, the big Christmas party. We'll have the Clobby's Clubhouse.
Yay!
I hope Raquel and Mark will both be there.
Oh, I'll be there.
But I'll be there either way. But hopefully they will. I don't know if Mark's busy or not, but he may or may not be. But we'll have him if he is. He'll make it if he can. We know that. And then, of course, yeah, now you know. That's everything we got going on. So before we get on with our goodbyes, our shout-outs, as we like to say, Do you have any final words, my wonderful first officer?
Well, I do. I also did a little star there because one of our friends wants to send a message to everyone. So I think we should put that up on the marquee. So I'm going to do that right now.
Go for it.
There we go, boss. Enigmatic Drop Bear says next Saturday is Sunday in Oz. That's Australia.
Oh, yeah.
And I have family commitments, so I won't be able to make it to next week's show. Everyone have a fantastic, prosperous Xmas and New Year. All the very best to the 735ers. Enigmatic Drop Bear. I just want to say what a delightful human being you are. You are such a wonderful conversationalist. You have made so many strong, really great friendships here. We enjoy your company immensely. Thank you so much for becoming a part of this crew. I love you. And, Clobby and I, we're sending all of our love and warmest holiday wishes to you and yours. And we'll see you in the next year, in the new year. It's going to be great.
Absolutely. ED, we really appreciate you. You've been a fantastic friend to us, and we love having you here. And we hope that you have a wonderful Xmas yourself.
Yeah, that's right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess for my part, now it's time for me to do my spiel. And my spiel is important because I just want to say to each and every one of you, look, we're going on 2 years here. And I just want you to know how important you all are to me. You guys are great friends. I love coming into this room on Saturday night and having these amazing conversations about Star Trek. I couldn't do this anywhere else. Isn't it bizarre how the internet brings together all these Trekkies? And I love each and every one of you. Each and every one of you brings something special and amazing to these conversations. And I appreciate all the work and all the effort that you put into this, to being a part of this crew. And it's not easy. This whole thing is, I don't know, it drives me nuts trying to talk in a little chat box, and many of you are using your phones. Just know that Clobby and I appreciate you, and that we love having these conversations with you. This show would be nothing without you. So thank you for making this show what it is. And I want to thank all of the wrenches. You guys, most of you are big famous wrenches. You work for the big famous big shows on YouTube, and yet you come here and you treat us as equals, and you take care of this community, and you keep it a clean community where a bunch of adults can sit around talking about ridiculous, cerebral, hysterical, wonderful things. And I appreciate you and love you for it. Thank you for promoting this channel, for, like I said, for making sure that it's a clean and safe place for everyone to be, so we can have good conversations, and being out on social media, making this channel bigger by just endorsing it the way that you do. I love all the wrenches. Thank you so much for all the work you put into this community. And I just want to thank Clobby. Clobby, I love you. I can't believe that I met you just a little over 2 years ago, and that you were so generous and kind to invite me onto this channel to do this show with you. I love you very much. I appreciate you so much. I enjoy your company, your friendship. You're so intelligent and kind and warm and caring, and you bring us all here. We all love you. We're all here because of you. So thank you for creating this space for people who love Star Trek to talk about Star Trek. You're the best. I adore you. Mwah.
Love you. Thank you so much for those wonderful words. Sorry, cough again. You're the best. You're the greatest. It's been a fantastic 2 years here with you. Actually, we've been here longer than that, but as far as Saturday Night Star Trek, as far as a regular, as a review show, it's been 2 years exactly.
Yeah.
We've been hanging out for almost 2.5 years, really, and it's just been the best. You've been my best pal, and fantastic, and we appreciate you. Everyone appreciates you here. You're the greatest first officer in the fleet, and
thanks,
it's been
boss.
fun. And you were all, look, in case I don't see any of you before Christmas, you're all just been fantastic. You've made this night, this Saturday night special for me, all of you. And I just appreciate y'all. It's impossible to put it into words properly, but you're all extraordinary. And by the way, I think there's some memberships there that have been gifted earlier. I think the great Mr. Tickle Trunk did. If you want to, anyone who wants to grab one of those, grab one can. But just extraordinary. Appreciate you so much. Um, being here every Saturday, what a fun time! But it's just to hang and talk Trek with all of you. So, and I hope I see you next Christmas. Next week, Christmas Eve show. But obviously, if you're all going to be out busy doing stuff, I don't blame you. It's just I never really go out and do anything on Christmas Eve that much because I do it the next day. I don't, go out anywhere in particular. So I'm here, if I'm here, I'd rather be on here talking than just sitting around watching stuff. It's not like there are any good football games on that night. Kidding, kidding. But you know what I'm saying. I'm just kidding. Well, not. There probably aren't really. So anyway. Let's say what is it really 2 years? Seems to have gone by. Yeah, it's actually 2 years since we started reviewing. It's really about 2.5 there.
Yeah,
so,
has been here since the very beginning, and
right.
And we love you.
Let's go ahead and get our shout outs out of the way. Of course, again, big shout out to Mark D with the CR Chief Engineer is not feeling well. Hope you feel better.
Yep.
A big shout out to Jill wherever she is. I hope she's having a great night. If you're hearing this later on a rewatch or something, perhaps love you and hope you're doing well. The great Eric K could not be here tonight, but we still shout him out. The great Bronze Wrencher. Chris Persia had to run. We hope everything's okay with you, Chris Persia. The Vindicator Wrench of the North. The great D. Bud Martin, the Wrench of Iron. Thank you for all your help, all you do, man. I really appreciate you, buddy. Shout out to the great Hungry Boy. You're extraordinary, Mr. Clubboni himself. You're the man, buddy, the official artist, not only of the marvelous book cover for our wonderful first officer, but just of the Clubboni and all the rest of Clobberin Times. The great artist indeed, sir. And not Don Perlin at all. I had to throw something at him. Goodness, thank you, buddy. Avon lives. Long live the Legion to you, Lord Thoth, my good friend. What a great chief of security and great pal you have been. We appreciate you. The great J-Man had to run probably, but hey, the Wrench Without Fear, J-Man, who's not just a wrench, also does shows with me, and a fantastic channel and and he's a great feller. That scary phantom of outsiderness. Ooh, the Phantom Stranger as a wrencher. Thank you, Fanty. You've been a good friend of the show for a long time. Cal L. Buddy, Stephen M., the super wrencher, and just a good buddy, a good friend. And of course, Thor of Las Vegas, Maddie's daddy, my great buddy, long time friend, Steve, brother. Appreciate you. And this, of course, I had help on this one from the great Chris Persia, so you know. And of course, shout out to Apollome's Minion and the Pupper Doggy.
And the pepperoni, But before we get too far away from the wrenches, I just want to say that, Chris Persia had to run out of the room. And he did let us all know. He did say that it's something going on with family, and it sounds very serious. We don't know if it's positive or negative, and maybe he doesn't even want to disclose that. But Chris is a very important part of this community. So if you pray, I'm agnostic, but if you pray, would you please say a little prayer for Chris Persia and his family? Just make sure everything's okay. And if not, can you just send some good vibes his way? And I also wanted to announce that Katie, our ballerina, and it's so difficult for me not to say her last name because I've known her for so long.
Katie.
But Katie, our ballerina, is here. We love you, sweetheart. And guess who walked in at the end of the night as well? Boss, Rob Altus.
Rob Altus and Katie. Hey there.
Yeah.
Katie, I tell you what, we'll let you do a review. Well, I will read your review just because we love you. And you're never late. We're just glad you're here. It says, review Little Green Men, 10 out of 10. Great comedy, tributes to old sci-fi, and a cute rival to X-Files. I thought the incorporation of Area 51 was brilliant, and Quark Rom Na chemistry was fantastic. Fair warning, you don't want to hear what Raquel said about it.
It's okay if I slip your name out? Okay, good. Because I just thought that you might want to be anonymous. I just love you, honey, and I just want to protect you. And
she used to put it out there. So
yeah, she used to. Yeah.
Time for our shout outs, folks. Where were I? Okay, we gave most of them out.
Thanks, Steve, for sending those prayers out for Chris Persia. Can you all do me a favor in case he comes back? And I know he will because that's just who he is. Would you mind please putting a CP in the chat or a Chris Persia in the chat? I see Enigmatic Drop Bear has. I see that my friend Shooter has. And of course, Maddie's daddy. But would you all mind putting that in there for Chris? And when Chris comes back and watches this, he'll know that you were thinking of him. And sending him that love and support that he needs. And
Yes,
I would really appreciate that. And I know the captain would as well. Thank you, everyone.
Indeed. Let's see. Shouting out now, everybody. Shooter. Thank you, buddy.
Pew, 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 pew.
Mr. Angel, Chef, thank you. And thank you for all you do with that. Don't think I don't notice the Discord stuff you do over there, buddy, for the Discord that Mark set up and you guys set up. Thank you so much. Mr. Chef, I hope you're doing well.
Night,
hope
Chef.
You're feeling better. Stuart Mitchell, so good to see you again, Stuart. I hope you're doing well over there, my friend. We're always it's like old times, and I hope you pop in and say hello more often. But I know it's a different time zone over there and all that kind of stuff. I know it's very late, but it's very cool to see you.
It is, and Dolly
yeah.
wore braces, and
Yes,
that is a fact, Jack. You were missed, Stuart Mitchell. So good to see you, my friend. I hope you have a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year. Mwah, mwah.
Raymond Feliciano and Sandra Feliciano. They had to run, but everyone gets a shout out whether they're still here or not. So Raymond and Sandra get the shout out. Let's see. And King Dolphin TV. Please go
in color.
In color. Michelle O'Rourke Johansson.
Good night.
Good night. Pleasant Valley Picker.
PvP. Good night.
Hey. Wendy and Jimmy, thank you so much for being here. And I hope you have a wonderful, I hope we see you before Christmas, just in case. A Merry Christmas to you and have a wonderful week. You are extraordinary. We really appreciate you being here.
They were fun tonight, weren't they? They were hysterical and awesome tonight.
Absolutely. Always fantastic.
Toothpicks in my eyes.
Snail Messiah, old buddy.
Good night.
Thank you for being here tonight. Michael Carney, thank you for being here with us tonight.
Oh, and yeah, and thank you for the message you sent, Michael.
Yes, indeed. Classic Comics, thanks for being here tonight, buddy.
Good night.
Zaplas, yeah.
Crap.
Indeed. The great Enigmatic Drop Bear, thanks again, my friend. Always fantastic to see you.
My love to Oz.
Shout out to Dadman and the Dadman Clan. Let's see here. Max Redstone.
Max Redstone.
Master of the Limerick. Max Redstone, be good, buddy. Hope you feel better. Tyrell 72. Tyrell, always a pleasure, my friend. Thank you.
Yeah, I hope we helped you get through your work day. Sending you all of our best for a very Merry Christmas. Good night, Tyrell.
Indeed. J.T. Kirk, buddy.
J.T. Kirk!
What she said. Captain Infinity and Beyond. Dude, where were you with the time travel episode tonight? He said he popped in and said he missed the time. You missed the time travel one, dude. I was counting on you.
Time traveling and missed the time traveling.
Yeah, man. What's up, dude? Captain Infinity. I was, man, I needed you. Where were you when I needed you with the time travel, dude? Oh, that's okay, Katie. Look, we're just glad to see you.
No,
we're just glad you. We love having you here, of course. But even when you can't make it, if you just the fact that you stopped by to see us at the end here, we love seeing you. We love you.
Right.
Let's see here. The great Boosh McFadden again. Good to see you, buddy. Thank you for coming in. Yep, absolutely. Let's see here. And they call him Scuba Pete.
Scuba Pete and Leslie.
Diesel, thank you so much for being here.
Diesel, I'm so happy that you stopped by, sweetheart. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Retro Nerd Girl, shout out to you, and please go find her channel. She has a wonderful channel on YouTube. She's great, and it's a new friend, and we love seeing you here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for being here.
Dave G Sound, hope you feel better, buddy. The Catman, aka DD Myers, and wife. Hope you both have a wonderful Christmas.
Good night, sweet people.
Victor Fontaine.
Yay, Vic, you were terrific tonight. Thank you for joining in.
Our old pal Anaxamanda Bear.
Anaxamanda Bear.
Lisa, lovely Lisa. Always great to have you here. Cardinal Sin. Good. Thank you, buddy, so much. Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
And
thank
for
you.
the amazing super chat and Gil,
sticker.
like we love
Thank
you.
you,
Thank
Gil.
you, honey.
Appreciate you, buddy. Keely Chow, roll tide, Keely. The great Mr. Tickle Trunk. Thank you so much, and thanks for the membership gifting. Really appreciate you, sir. Wolfie. Indeed. Let's see. Ezra Goldstein, shalom.
Shalom.
Hope you have a happy Hanukkah.
Yeah, happy Hanukkah, sweetheart.
And even if you're not celebrating Christmas, you exist during Christmas, so I hope that's a wonderful time for you as well.
Yes.
Cassandra Beacom, I hope you and Michael have a wonderful Christmas week. If we don't see you before Christmas, have a fantastic just the whole weekend Christmas stuff.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you.
We love the Beacons, and I think it's so cool that you guys listen to us in the car. And we did not mind at all that you guys were just listening in like that. And I know you piped up and you were like, "Oh, we want to participate," but even just dropping us a note to let us know you were there, that was really outstanding. And we really love you guys. Have a very Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year, Beacons.
The lovely Sherry, beautiful girl. I hope you have a great Christmas, Sherry. We love you. Tiger Stripes, lovely to see you.
Good
Man, we have
night.
a lot of lovely ladies here. That's 3 in a row.
Yeah, we
ladies.
got girls.
Yeah, girls is fine for a change. Girls, Lieutenant Crittenden. What?
Good
Thank
night,
you so much for being
Lieutenant.
here. DJ Ronnie G.
DJ Ronnie G.
Krampus Jeebus.
Krampus
Krampus
Jeebus.
Laura Carlson, thank you.
Good night, Laura Carlson.
Big thank you and shout out to the great Gary Ambrosia and his wonderful first.
Yeah, we love the Ambrosias.
And his wonderful wife. And good thank you, buddy, for being here, Gary. Appreciate you so much. Rancor Steve, thank you for popping in.
Good night, Rancor Steve. Thank you for joining us.
I believe that's the first time you popped in, Rancor. Thank you. Das Wolfen.
Das Wolfen.
Thank you so much. Cam's Crash Course.
Cam.
Appreciate you, buddy. Masses Maniac Mexico. M.
The Triple M.
Good to see you, buddy. I'm glad you were here. Was here. And of course, as the aforementioned, wonderful Katie. Katie, we love you. I hope you and yours have a wonderful Christmas week. If we don't see you before that, you're the best. We love you. So have a fantastic Christmas. And Rob Altus.
Good night, Rob.
Good to see you, buddy. I hope you all have a wonderful, hope you're simply having a wonderful Christmas time. So one more review from Katie. Getting it in at the last one. You got it, Katie. Just for you. One more review. She says, Sword of the Rings. Sword of Kalos. Really good episode. I liked how this centered on Wharf Dax. I thought the history of the sword was well done, although I wouldn't have thrown it into space. When I'm with you there. That's part 1. So we got part 2 coming on. So she's writing part 2 right now. We will definitely wait for that. I'll have to give some vamping music while we're waiting. How about some Christmas vamping music? It's Christmas at Ground Zero. Oh, sorry. Here we go. Katie also thought what?
I think it's just funny.
Thought the ending seemed rushed because I felt throwing it into space was disrespectful. I'm with you there, Katie. The actor who played the older Klingon was fantastic. Yes, John Colicos. Of course, I don't know if you know, Katie, but of course he's reprising a role from the original series. I don't know how much you've watched of that episode called Errand of Mercy, where the great John Colicos played really the first Star Trek Klingon, right? And yes, and of course he's fantastic. If you want to see how great he is, even though I don't know if you've watched the original series much, Katie, but if you have not, I highly recommend Errand of Mercy. Yeah, it's a great one. And you can see him in that. And of course, as you know, he was in Blood Oath. Yeah, anyway. I'm sure you probably knew that, Katie.
Yanni Colicos.
Yeah. And she said, rejoined in Starship Down. Okay, episodes per usual. I adore Dax. Susanna Thompson was great as the Borg in Voyager. Yes. Oh, she's seen it all. Okay, I'm sorry, Katie. Oh, he asked for it for Christmas.
Oh,
nice. Nice. Very good. Very good. Well, everybody, thank you so much. you all have just the best of Christmases, my friends. Just from clobbering times. Like I say, Christmas even isn't here yet, but Christmas week is here, and you never know who you're going to see or who you're going to bump into before that. But just accept our deepest, sincere Christmas love and wishes from the Clobbering gang, from Raquel and myself. And we will see you hopefully throughout the week. But if we don't, I just hope it's the greatest Christmas for you forever.
What the boss said.
Ever, that is.
Oh, and so you're all being granted shore leave. You can all go on shore leave.
That's right, shore leave. Saturday Night Star Trek will return on January the 7th. In the meantime, the next 2 weeks, I'll be here. It won't be Star Trek, but we'll talk about Star Trek.
10 forward will be open. So come on into 10 forward. The boss will have 10 forward open.
Yes.
But yeah, you don't have to report for duty until January 7th. But 10 forward will be open, and the boss will be cracking the bottles and the hot chocolate.
I will be here next 2 Saturday nights, Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, like I said, and it'll be clobbering times as usual, at least. And anyone who has nothing to do, you could come say hello at least. So, all that said, let's see. Play you out with these important messages and credits. Clobber on, everybody, and Christmas on, everybody!